Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys.
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened on Friday and what the hell's going on and where we are today?
Well, we got done reading Jeremiah chapter 15.
Sure as fuck did.
And in there, God was like, I'm going to kill everybody. And even if Moses and Samuel with the good hair stood up and said, whatever, he's like, fuck no. No, it's not okay.
It's not on.
Yeah. And then Jeremiah was like, that kind of sucks. But I mean, like, could you kill the people that don't like me?
Right.
And so like that happened. And yeah, that was Jeremiah 15.
Pretty much, yeah. You got it.
So that would mean that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 16.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. All right, Jeremiah chapter 16.
All right.
The word of the Lord also came to me, saying...
Also came to me, meaning Jeremiah still? Okay.
It also came to me.
But who else did it go to?
Me. Isaiah and all the other prophets.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Them
sure.
guys.
Those guys.
So this is what the Lord said. Ready?
I'm ready.
You shall not take a wife, nor shall you have sons or daughters in this place.
That's
no wife and no kids.
Yeah, that sucks for Jeremiah.
It really sucks because not only is, if he wanted a wife and kids taken away from him, but now he's going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Maybe he was just covering up the fact, maybe he was gay. Maybe he was just saying this so that he wouldn't be weird if he didn't take a wife and have kids.
That could be.
Using God as an excuse.
Right. But regardless.
I'm just saying that.
No, but what I'm saying is regardless, he's still standing out like a sore thumb because during that time, it was expected that men would get married and have lots of children. Like that was a glory to God kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
he's got to have an excuse. So obviously God gave him the excuse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not that all the people there hate him, and it's not that he's gay. It's just that God said.
God said.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why. Because God said.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not that I couldn't find a girl to love me.
That's not the problem.
It's not that I have halitosis. It's not that my feet have warts on them.
Right. Yeah.
Or whatever.
None of those things.
Yeah. I'm not gay.
Right.
God said.
Just that God said.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. For thus says the Lord concerning the sons and daughters who are born in this place, and concerning their mothers who bore them, and their fathers who begot them in this land, They shall die gruesome deaths.
Mm.
They shall not be lamented, nor shall they be buried, but they shall be like refuse on the face of the earth.
So he's going to kill children that are innocent because he's God and can, and he can't even make an exception for Jeremiah.
Right.
But he's still, this guy's God, right? Like this talking to Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Who has like infinite power and, ability to do things.
The big boss.
But he can't keep, if he let Jeremiah have a wife and kids, he can't keep them safe.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify
he doesn't
that.
feel like it. He probably could. He just doesn't want to.
Okay.
It's all that too much work. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I got all these threads to keep track of, man.
Yeah, okay.
I've got other continents that I'm on. I've got other planets that I'm ruling.
A lot of the things that they say about God and the things that he wants to do and can't do and doesn't do make him sound very
small.
Yeah.
Puny.
Yeah.
Incapable.
Exactly.
Not really godlike.
Precisely.
Yeah. Okay. Impotent.
Impotent. What?
Impotent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
limp?
You're going on with the God. Okay. I thought you were starting to read again.
I started to, but then the word impotent popped into my head.
Ah.
I like that.
Okay.
And then I called him limp.
Your eyes made the motion like you're reading, and I'm like, what? So.
Yeah. I thought you were asking me, what does impotent mean?
No.
And I was
thought you were reading.
Don't worry about it. They shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. These babies, they're gonna die
because they're evil.
Yeah, they're of evil.
Okay,
and they're surely gonna grow up evil. No chance.
People can't change.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe out the whole community.
Okay,
they all let me down.
All right,
and their corpses shall be meat for the birds of heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
So he's gonna kill babies and feed them to animals.
Yeah,
that's what God is doing right now.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds heavenly and divine and great. I love it.
I got done. Well, I'm still in the midst of a conversation with someone actually on Blue Sky. Sorry, we call it Blue Sky.
Because it's more fun that way.
It's more fun that way. But he's trying to tell me that I should start trying to look at the beauty of the OT God and the good things that he does. And I'm but they're always like they're in there, right? Like he saves. Ultimately, he's going to save Israel, right? Like that's what he always ends up saying, but it's always couched with I'm going to kill everybody.
That's like praising the rapist who said, but at least I used a condom.
Right.
That's like praising the guy who stabbed you, but at least I didn't cut off your hands.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
No, you don't get a star after you caused harm for not having caused more harm or from saving me from the harm that you caused.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to convey to this person. And it's a good conversation. I don't want to knock it. Like we're having a good conversation, but I find that people that I talk to that are religious and even liberally religious, they can't wrap their head around the fact that their God might be evil.
Right.
That's not something that they have the ability to do in their current mindset. Right. I'm not saying that it's something they can't break out of, but
you might want to read the book.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Right.
Just saying.
Right.
Like not just a devotional where it's, this verse from that chapter and that chapter from this book and you know, none of them go together except they like have a similar message or something.
Right.
But other than that, like you have no idea what actually happened.
When you read it straight through, there's not a lot of good traits that God portrays in any single chapter, let alone the books themselves.
All of them are, even when he's pleased with them, he's like, but you're still fucking worms. Fear me.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not okay, sir.
Right.
So where's the beauty?
Sorry, I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. I had to say that because it's bothering me. Like how people can't, if you've read the OT, how do you not, and I don't think people generally do. I think they, like you said, they cherry pick, they bounce around. They've
had assignments.
This quote here and that quote there. I don't see how you can actually read the OT and not be kind of appalled with this God. Like he's very narcissistic. He's very murdery. He's very nationalistic, really. Like he is very, it's all Israel, right? Yeah. It's all Israel. That's the only people that even have a chance at being redeemed. And even they are kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it's
very shit. He's about to kill them all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For thus says the Lord, do not enter the house of mourning. Not like morning sun, but like sad, mourning with a U.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Nor go to lament or bemoan them. Like, you're not even allowed to cry when I kill them. Don't. Okay? For I have taken away my peace from this people, says the Lord. Loving kindness and mercies. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Okay?
Okay.
None of that.
Yeah.
Okay?
So you just have to be okay with all of them dying. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Pull up your pants, Jeremiah.
Build a bridge and get over it.
Yeah.
I'm killing them.
Tie your shoes. It's fine.
Right.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Murder is fine. We have no problems with this.
As long as God's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nor shall man break bread in mourning for them to comfort them for the dead. Nor shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or their mother. Also, you shall not go into the house of feasting to sit with them, to eat or drink. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease from this place before your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride.
It's a very depressing chapter.
I'm gonna kill them all.
Killing babies.
Don't be sad.
Yeah, strewing them across the land and letting the animals feast on them.
Yeah.
And you can't
get okay with it, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy.
Right?
Like,
it's like when he told Aaron, like he killed Aaron's 2 sons, and he told Aaron, don't mourn them.
I want to do a test sometime where we take things that God said versus things that the devil said or whatever. And, or like, no, it can just be things God said, right? And then we'll say, and then we'll write something nice to the side. Right. And then we'll write something God actually said on the other side.
Yeah.
I'll say, which one of these did God actually say?
Right.
Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds, it's just fucking evil. It's just horrible.
I'm about to wipe all of you, my chosen people that I love. I'm about to wipe you out.
Right.
I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to teach you.
Right.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And your children, even down to the babies.
Yeah.
And you know, pro-life or whatever, but not really. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they did a whole fucking genocide. I don't think they're really pro-life.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah. And it shall be when you show this people all these words and they say to you, why has the Lord pronounced all of this great disaster against us?
I'm wondering myself.
Or what is in our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then you shall say to them, because your fathers have forsaken me, says the Lord. They have walked after other gods and have served them and worshipped them and have forsaken me and not kept my law. And I'm a big, pouty, crybaby God.
Jesus.
That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Because vengeance. Because they didn't fear me enough.
Like, literally none of those things that you just listed off, in my mind, are good enough to kill anybody.
Well, here's my thing. You're like, fear me, God damn it. And they're like, nah.
Right?
Like, you're not scary enough except for when you murder everybody.
Right.
Like,
right.
literally, that's your magic trick.
Well, and let's keep in mind, too, like, religion uses a lot of after-the-fact writing, right? Mm-hmm. They know that this bad thing's going to happen, so they're like, see, you didn't do this, so it was bad. That's why God did it.
Yeah.
And so you make them fear after the fact by showing them something that happened, right?
Right.
When you're a pastor today, mm-hmm. you say, God did this thing because they were evil.
Like when Hurricane Katrina wiped out,
right.
Louisiana, then pastors across the U.S. were like, it's because we don't have prayer in school, and also because we've let the gays be gay.
And it's real convenient. Those dead people can't speak.
Right.
They can't argue with you.
Right.
So it's a very easy way to make death okay.
Right.
And justified in the eyes of God.
Right. In his followers.
Yeah.
And you have done worse than your fathers, for behold, each one follows the dictates of his own evil heart, so that no one listens to me.
Wait. He just said he was killing babies.
Yeah.
Babies aren't following shit. You're just killing them.
Yeah.
So fuck off, God.
I'm killing babies because their dads suck.
Right?
I'm not going to give them to other people.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm done with you. Therefore, I will cast you out of this land into a land that you do not know, neither you nor your fathers. And there you shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. He's like, you want to go pray after other gods? Fine, I'm going to put you where you can do that.
Yeah.
You ain't going to like it.
Well, that's because they're going to be captive and slaves.
Right.
Not because
they're choosing
other gods.
Right.
That has nothing to do. Gods
the
literally have no bearing here at all.
The argument is so illogical as to be laughable.
It is. It is.
Therefore, behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord lives who brought up the children of Israel from the land of Egypt. But the Lord lives who brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands where he had driven them. For I will bring them back into their land, which I gave to their fathers. So he's doing that thing again where he's like, I'm going to wipe all you fuckers out and I'm going to send the remainder away. But then I'll bring you back someday.
Right. Yeah.
You can have a promised land again.
You know, and
I forgive you sometimes.
Here's the thing. Even if Jeremiah wrote this during his time, right? Uh-huh. If he's wrong, no one will know he's wrong because the whole fucking religion dies off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The only reason this persists is because he was essentially right at some point.
Because even a stop clock is right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Behold, I will send for many fishermen, says the Lord, and they shall fish them. And afterward I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. I have a note about that. Do you want the note now or Saturday for Q&A?
Let's save that one for Saturday Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunters and fishermen.
Hunters and fishermen.
Okay.
Yeah.
For my eyes are on all their ways. They are not hidden from my face, nor is their iniquity hidden from my eyeballs. It says eyes, but I like eyeballs.
Sure,
better.
Yeah. Eyeballs is definitely better.
Mm-hmm. And first I will repay double for their iniquity and their sin, because they have defiled my land. They have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable idols.
Mm.
Oh Lord, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come to you from the ends of the earth and say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, worthlessness, and unprofitable things. Will a man make gods for himself, which are not gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is
the Lord.
The Lord.
The Lord. Yeah.
Yep.
He's gonna do this. He's gonna let them know by sending an army of people.
Yeah.
After his people, not speaking to them directly, but through a prophet who they don't like.
Yeah.
And who's kind of weird because he doesn't marry anybody and stuff like that, and claims that God said that he shouldn't.
Right.
And then he's going to have them kill all their children as well.
Yeah.
But not all of them, apparently. The rest of them are going to be captives and enslaved. So
you got that.
That's how he's going to show that he is the Lord.
I'm so awesome. My people are either dead or enslaved. Look how awesome I am.
The dead people obviously don't matter at this point. They're dead.
Right.
And the enslaved people probably aren't very happy with you, dude.
I would not be praising a God who did this to me. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Moreover, I would say probably a lot of them don't give a fuck. They're like worried about other things at this point. They're being captured.
Yeah.
And enslaved.
Like, honestly, God, if you would have just made it rain a little bit more often, maybe I would have prayed to you. But no, the first time that I have any notice of you, you're killing my children and making me a slave. Fuck off.
If you just speak up, like, to all the people,
right.
all of them, fuck this prophet bullshit.
Yeah.
If you just speak to them, they would probably know you are the Lord.
Yeah.
Why do you pick these random fucking people to talk through and there's other...
Pick me. I know.
Okay, you.
Grifter.
Great. Yes.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, that's what all prophets are, essentially, is a fucking grifter.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. I have trouble understanding how people can read this and be okay with the actions that are being taken by this God and say that this is a godly, like they mean it. Like, this is God-ordained shit that's happening. You know, like...
Right.
I can't understand it.
I can't either.
That being said, we're reading this bullshit.
Not happily.
No. I mean,
I'm sure not enjoying it.
Right. And that was Jeremiah chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Jeremiah chapter 17.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened earlier yesterday, today?
Well, we read Jeremiah chapter 16.
We did.
And in that chapter, God told Jeremiah that he's not to marry anybody. For no particular reason, I guess. I don't really know. Whatever.
So his wife and children don't die.
Yeah. Speaking of which, God is going to brutally murder lots of Israelites and children. So to make a point, I think. I'm not really sure. And then at some point, some of them will live, but they'll get captured and enslaved. And then eventually they're going to understand that they need to love God and fear God. And then everything will be good eventually, some decades, some millennia, sometime in the future.
Right.
Is that pretty much how it was going?
That's pretty much how it went. Yeah.
Okay, so that was Jeremiah chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 17.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we are jumping into Jeremiah chapter 17.
Okay. Yep.
And we're starting at a new little section here. Okay, so it's not like a continuation of the previous chapter.
Right.
Like previously on.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Okay, so the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron. With the point of a diamond, it is engraved on the tablet of their heart and on the horns of your altars. While their children remember their altars and their wooden images by the green trees on the high hills.
That was kind of beautiful wording. To say that they've really sinned hard, and it's because of the altars and their sacrifices on the hills.
Yeah.
But it was worded really beautifully.
I really like the way it was phrased, especially with like the pen of iron and the point of the diamond.
Right.
And that's just really cool symbolism and imagery. Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
I'll have more about that stuff in our notes on Saturday.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, my mountain in the field, I will give as plunder your wealth, all your treasures, and your high places of sin within all your borders. And you, even yourself, shall let go of your heritage which I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you do not know. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same shit.
I'm so mad for eternity.
Right, and it's the same stuff he's been saying, I mean, throughout the rest of the previous chapters, but it's just,
I'm so mad.
He's saying it more beautifully now.
Right.
Like, this is a very poetic chapter.
It really is.
So,
like, it's a little bit out of place almost, right?
Yeah.
Thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart departs from the Lord. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land which is not inhabited.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm having a little bit of trouble following this just because
of the poetry in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty. I'm going to murder you.
Right. No, I'm kind of getting lost in the poetry and not actually really hearing the message as much.
Like,
but I mean, it seems like it's...
I hate you so much. He's saying in a beautiful tone of voice.
I mean, really, that's what it sounds like. The same shit we've been listening to in other chapters that we read.
But just prettier.
But it's just prettier, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to kill every single one of you motherfuckers. Right? But it's like so pretty and like ASMR murder.
Right.
Yes. Like, stab.
You're going to love it as he's killing you. Yeah.
Right? It's soft. It's a lullaby of death.
It's going to be the most beautiful bashing of heads against rocks that you've ever seen,
Kill all the babies, throw them off the cliff. Right? I mean, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's still murder.
Right.
Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is the Lord. See, that's more like a Sunday sermon.
Yeah.
For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and which will not fear when heat comes, but its leaf will be green, and will not be anxious in the year of the drought, nor will cease from yielding fruit.
Okay, so he's gonna if you're good,
you're a tree.
You're a tree.
Even though it's drought land, you're still pretty.
And your fruit will continue to have yield, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of counter to what he's been saying previously.
Right.
Because there was they were all bad. They were all evil.
He was like, I don't give a fuck. Die, bitches.
I mean, Jeremiah is not even allowed to have kids.
Right. They're all going to die.
Get killed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. As a partridge in a pear tree, just kidding. As a partridge that broods but does not hatch, so is he who gets riches, but not by right. It will leave him in the midst of his days, and at his end, he will be a fool.
Okay. And as we know from previous readings in the Bible, fools are bad.
But what's really funny, but what's really funny is that he's like, the evil will be poor and die and stuff. But like Jeremiah and previously Job and somebody else were all like, why do the evil always seem to get the good end of the stick?
Right.
And God's like, they won't. And I'm like, but they already did. They already did get the good end of the stick.
Yep.
A glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all who forsake you shall be ashamed. Those who depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living waters. Remember they talked before about the fountain of living waters versus the dry cistern.
Right. Yeah.
So there's that comparison again.
Sure.
Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise.
I think that kind of goes, if he does the thing that you want him to do, then you are
got
the thing
done.
Yeah.
If I breathe, then I have breathed.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
If I paint a house, the house is painted.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I verb a verb, then the verb has been verbed. If I verb a noun, the noun has been verbed.
Wait,
that's what it is. If I verb a noun.
How do you verb a noun?
Like if I paint a house, like the paint is the verb. I'm painting, you know? Yeah. And the house is the noun. So I verb a noun.
Oh, I see what, okay. I see what
then the noun has been verbed.
Got it.
It's
I
fill in the blank kind of thing. Mad Libs.
Yes. I got it.
Indeed, they say to me, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come now. As for me, I've not hurried away from being a shepherd who follows you, nor have I desired the woeful day. You know what came out of my lips.
Who's talking? Is this Jeremiah or is this God the whole time? Like I'm having
right now it's Jeremiah. It was God. Now it's Jeremiah because he's like, I've been good. As for me, I have not hurried away from being a shepherd who follows you.
Okay.
He's like, I'm a good boy. Nor have I desired the woeful day. Like, I'm not looking forward to this.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I should try better to let you know who's speaking, but it's hard for me as I'm reading it. This
chapter is a little bit harder than other chapters, is what I'm saying.
I think it's mostly been God talking.
Okay.
But right now it's Jeremiah.
Got it.
Jeremiah saying, you know what came out of my lips. It was right there before you. Do not be a terror to me. You are my hope in the day of doom. Let them be ashamed who persecute me, but do not let me be put to shame. Let them be dismayed, but do not let me be dismayed. So he's still like trying to save his own hide.
Right, yeah.
Bring on them the day of doom and destroy them with double destruction. He's like, nose goes, not it.
Right.
All right, so now we're starting a new little section here, okay?
Okay, all right.
Thus the Lord said to me, so now God is talking again.
Yeah.
Go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, by which the kings of Judah come in, and by which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem, and say to them, hear the word of the Lord, you kings of Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem who enter by these gates. Thus says the Lord, take heed to yourselves, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem, nor carry a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, nor do any work, but hallow the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers.
So I mean, basically that was a long way of saying don't work on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, don't forget what laws I gave you in Deuteronomy.
Specifically the not working one.
Yeah.
In a really long-winded way of saying it.
Remember the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying. But they did not obey or incline their ear, but made their neck stiff, so that they might not hear or receive instruction. And it shall be, if you heed me carefully, says the Lord, he says, to bring no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day to do no work in it, then shall enter the gates of this city kings and princes, sitting on the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, accompanied by the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall remain forever. That was a long sentence. So if you just
honor the Sabbath, there'll be lots of good kings and everything will be wonderful.
Yeah. That's all you gotta do. But that's not all you gotta do,
Not exactly how, that was portrayed in previous chapters.
It's not. And they shall come from the cities of Judah and from the places around Jerusalem, from the land of Benjamin and from the lowland, from the mountains and from the south, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices, grain offerings and incense, bringing sacrifices of praise to the house of the Lord. But if you will not heed me to hallow the Sabbath day, such as not carrying a burden when in entering the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then I will kindle a fire in its gates, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. The end.
Okay.
That whole last half could have been one fucking sentence.
It really could have.
If you don't respect the Sabbath day, I will smite you.
Yeah.
The end. That's all it needed to say.
But like if you take other chapters and other things that we've read, it's not just the matter of the Sabbath. It's a matter of how they actually do their worship. It's a matter of how they follow the rest of the Levitical laws. It's a matter of whether they're also worshiping other idols. It's not just about working on the Sabbath.
He's not saying it's just the Sabbath. He's saying this is one of the many things you need to do right.
Got it.
I have a feeling that this is a to be continued next chapter.
Okay.
That's just my guess. I haven't looked ahead, so I don't know. But it strikes me as another cutoff mid-story or mid-paragraph.
I want to say that chapter was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really just kind of overly worded.
Yeah.
Is what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of saying, that's why I didn't comment a lot through it, because I'm waiting for him to finish the singular thought that goes on for, forever. And
it made me out of breath because the sentence was so fucking long.
Yeah. So I don't think I like that chapter. As far as chapters in the Bible go, right? If we're rating them on the scales, I don't. That one was not one of my favorites, even with the beautiful wording.
Right.
Just because of the substance of it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Was not great.
It's almost like the pretty writing was like a slap in the face almost. Yeah. Because it was hiding the main message, which was still just more of the same, but also being long-winded about it.
Right. So I think that's all we've got for today. I do want to say one thing here, and that is that we are using a new computer today, which might be fucking with our sound quality. I don't know. Maybe it sounds great. I have no clue until I get done and edit and listen and go back.
This is a preemptive apology for any shitty audio you may encounter or have encountered this episode.
We will try to rectify it soon if there is shitty audio.
Right.
If there's not, then yay, everything's wonderful.
Woohoo!
But again, apologies if it was bad. And we will fix that soon. But that was Jeremiah chapter 17.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means we'll be back tomorrow with
Jeremiah chapter 18.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, it seemed like it was a bunch of poetic nothingness because we talked about the same things for like 15 sentences and it ended up being one thing. Yeah. Which I have a little bit of trouble recalling exactly what it was.
It was just more of the same, but pretty.
God's going to kill people.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like them for doing things.
Yeah.
And we're going to... You should stop doing those things.
Also, obey the Sabbath, stupids.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They went on for like
the whole
last third of the chapter was about obeying the Sabbath.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And he was basically like, if y'all would just do that, then everything else might be forgiven.
Right.
And it was like, what?
Yeah. Apparently that's all you had to, like in that chapter, according to that chapter, that's all you had to do.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So that was Isaiah. No, shit.
Oh, damn. Somebody's filling in their bingo board.
For those of you who don't join us live on Discord, we are doing our live Discord tonight. And we now have a bingo board. So just, if you needed another reason to join us.
Yes.
That's the reason.
Discord Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Yeah. So that was Jeremiah chapter 17.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 18.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are going to jump into Jeremiah, not Isaiah, chapter 18.
That is correct, yes.
Yes, and we're going to learn about some clay.
Clay, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, arise and go down to the potter's house. The potter.
Yeah, right.
Your dad was dating a potter.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have some nice pottery from her.
So I guess a potter is still a thing.
Yeah. And there's this, if you guys are ever in Yellow Springs, which is like
in Ohio.
In Ohio. It's a liberal bastion in Ohio.
An oasis of blue, if you will.
You guys should totally stop by Yellow Springs and see all the artisan things there. It's amazing.
Yeah. The pottery shop is amazing.
Yeah, that as well. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry.
So anyway,
pottery.
Arise and go down to the potter's house.
Yeah.
Not your dad's ex,
right.
Yeah. The other potter.
Yeah, over in Israel or something.
Yeah. And there I, God, will cause you to hear my words, but not till you get to the potter's house.
Right. You got to be at the potter's house. Okay.
Are you there yet?
I'm sure.
Okay. Then I went down to the potter's house. Jeremiah went.
He's going there. He went there.
And there he was, making something at the wheel.
I bet it was pottery.
Oh my God, I did not expect that. I'm sorry. You caught me. Yeah, okay. And the vessel, he was making a vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again into another vessel as it seemed good to the potter to make.
Okay.
So basically the potter kept fucking up. And then he would be like, God damn it. And then he would, squish all the clay up.
That's the beauty about pottery, right? You can just, redo it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, I think where we're going with this is he's going to compare mankind to pottery. Like, I keep fucking you up. So I got to keep killing you and start over.
But you use the same clay with pottery, right?
Yeah,
you don't have to like throw it away or like
he's gonna melt us down, or like, Oh, that's funny because we just watched an episode of Doctor Who last night where the people were made out of like meltable plastic flesh stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
same kind of thing. Okay,
sure.
Clay,
meltable plastic. Got it.
Then the word of the Lord came to me saying, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter? Says the Lord. So
he's comparing humans to pottery.
Uh-huh.
And he wants to do with us
the potter.
what a potter would do to clay.
Yeah, he's like, I want to squish you up.
Okay.
Into a big ball.
I don't really want to be treated like clay.
I don't either.
I don't bend that way.
I ain't a pretzel. Look, says the Lord, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. The instant I speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to pluck up, to pull down, and to destroy it. If that nation against whom I have spoken turns from its evil, I will relent of the disaster that I thought to bring upon it. And the instant I speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom to build and to plant it, if it does evil in my sight so that it does not obey my voice, then I will relent concerning the good with which I said I would benefit it. Now, here's the problem, though. The clay is fine, right? It's the potter that keeps fucking up.
Right.
So in this analogy, it sounds to me like
it's God's fault.
God made us to be shitty and then was sad that we're shitty.
Yeah.
And then is like...
If you were just a better pottery maker, you know...
Right?
We wouldn't have to be killed all the time.
Right. Like.
So it's really your fuck up.
Yeah. And why are you mad at us? We're just clay.
Yeah, we should actually be mad at you because you can't make us right.
Yeah. So. And you keep killing us.
Yeah. Because you didn't make us right.
Yeah. Be a better God. Be a better potter.
Yeah, be a better God.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's my stance.
I agree.
I also read some apologists that were like saying this is God asserting his power and saying that he can do with us as he pleases. And I'm like, sure he can. But
that's also kind of sick.
But morally speaking, is it right?
Right. But I mean, like to exclaim, to tell us how powerful you are over us, to show us how much you could kill us at any instance and destroy us at any instance is kind of just shitty behavior.
It is.
Like,
well, it's kind of like the Christians will say, Earth is our planet. God gave it to us. We can do whatever the fuck we want with it.
I hate that. I'm like, hate that.
Yes, he did. And yes, it's ours. That's right. So is this what we do? We shit on the things that are given to us because we can?
Right. And the part I don't understand about that is that I grew up in a very religious part of the country, in a very small town with lots of people. I mean, everybody that was around me was religious. And
Boy Scout.
Yeah, and I was in Boy Scouts. So, I mean, you know, like what I always heard from Christians in the 80s was that we should be stewards of the land, that we should take care of the land, that we should give back to...
And the Boy Scouts really upheld that, too.
The Boy Scouts really upheld that, too, yeah. But, I mean, it wasn't just Boy Scouts. It was this overall message. Like, and back then, there was this whole campaign for give a hoot, don't pollute, right? And, you know, we seemed to care more about our environment at that point.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
Okay.
I think maybe in your community... Even your part of the country, yes. But I won't say America as a whole, because where I grew up at the same time that you were a child hearing those messages,
right?
I was also around Republicans, much like you, but the Republicans I was around were all saying, oh my God, all this don't litter bullshit.
Well, and to be fair, I might have a skewed view because I had liberal parents. And even though I grew up in a Republican area, I wasn't, when I was younger, I wasn't as exposed to those ideas. So I could have a skewed point of view here as well.
Okay. Well, I can't speak for how it was in this part of the country because I wasn't here then.
Right.
I just know that, like, my sister was a big advocate of the don't litter and save the whales and all those, liberal causes, right? Yeah. And my parents made hardcore fun of her. I was indifferent at the time, but my sister was very much taken with, take care of nature and save the animals. And, like you said, give a hoot, don't pollute. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Right.
The Star Trek 4 movie was all about saving the whales and preserving animals before they all go extinct due to our terrible stewardship of the planet.
Yeah.
And my parents, and so their friends like them, they did not like that program. They thought that was stupid and, they would roll their eyes.
Well, I think they're stupid.
I do too. I'm just saying, like, I would not say that was all Republicans, but certainly the ones that I was around.
Sure.
So I don't know how it was in the States in the 80s.
Right. And like I said, I don't know that I have a overarching view of how that went down either because I was younger. So,
right.
I'm not maybe the best judge. So
neither of us are.
Right.
Because I wasn't in America at the time.
Well, and we were both younger.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have a worldly view.
Right.
We had our narrow community view.
Sure. So anyway, yeah, if something belongs to you, you are free to do with it as you please. And you can be as mean to it as you want because you're in charge of it.
I disagree. Like, on more than just that. Like, you...
No, the fact is you can. But it's should you, though?
Right.
Are you a moral being or aren't you is the question.
No, this is why we no longer think it's okay to beat your dog or, beat your kids or, like just
cockfights are illegal.
Right. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
So that's why we don't ascribe to those ideas anymore.
I cannot believe that I said cockfights are illegal and you made no comment about the cocks in question.
I didn't.
Are you aware of cockfights?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't think that the word cock is funny in any... Wait, no. I'm the child. I forgot. Okay, I got to tell you a cock story.
Okay.
So, I lived in San Antonio, Texas for a bit.
Yeah.
And cockfights were a big thing there.
I think someone probably just won bingo.
Probably.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm just... Right now, I'm speaking of roosters.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's just that you stopped on cocks, So
I did. I said, let's talk about cocks.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my boyfriend at the time's family, they were from a heavy cockfighting culture. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really understand all of that because I wasn't from Texas. I wasn't from the U.S., basically. I wasn't part of that whole thing. Sure. But there was a whole underground, like they raised chickens and roosters for these things. And so I was around it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockfights. How about that?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Because, you hear about cocks and you don't think rooster at first. So I was just imagine men standing in front of each other battling with their penises,
I mean,
right? And I'm like, what are the dynamics of this? I need more details.
Yeah.
Like, are they flaccid? Are they hard? Like, are they do they take turns beating each other with it? Are we talking about like teabagging? Like how low can you go? Like,
right. Yeah.
What is the fight? How does it work?
I honestly, you'll have to, well, I don't know.
Anyway, just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should.
Definitely.
Okay, back to the Bible.
Right, yeah.
Now, therefore, speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus says the Lord, behold, I am fashioning a disaster.
Yeah.
And devising a plan against you fucks. Return. Obviously, I added the word fucks.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody
Generally,
thought I was.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck is not in the Bible anywhere.
It should be, though.
It is now.
It would make it so much more fun.
Anybody that listens to this podcast knows it's in there, somewhere. From your reading, your version many times.
Yes.
So.
Return now, everyone from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good. So he's like, stop doing good, stop doing bad. Oopsie. Whiteout. Stop doing bad, because I am fashioning
a disaster.
I'm making a tornado right now. Speaking of which, we're in Ohio and we're expecting tornadoes tonight.
He's fashioning a disaster for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like lime-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, possibly tornadoes. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
fun, scary. Whee!
Yeah.
I say that, and the last time that tornadoes like tore through Dayton.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was
we had 21 tornadoes.
Yeah, and North Dayton was like decimated, and that was like only months after the Oregon District shooting.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
North Dayton has had it rough.
I still remember that night was weird when the tornadoes came through. We looked at our house. We were south of Dayton at the time.
Yeah.
And we looked out and the lightning was just unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get hit with lime-sized hail, though. We had somebody on Discord share some pictures with us about what that does to your cars and things.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, let's not
do that.
Pray for us. Okay, and they said, the people,
yes,
when they heard what God said, they were like, that is hopeless. So we will walk according to our own plans, and we will, everyone, obey the dictates of his evil heart. We decided being good's too hard. We're just going to keep on purpose being bad.
Hold on. This is Jeremiah telling them this, right?
Uh-huh.
None of them liked Jeremiah.
Right.
So,
do you think anybody walked up to Jeremiah and was like, that's too hard, so I'm just going to keep being evil?
No. I absolutely don't think that was ever said. They might have said, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you're a party pooper.
Yeah.
You're a real naysayer.
But no one said those words. That's ridiculous.
It's too hard to be good. No, I just love being bad.
I hate it when they say that that's what was said, because you know that that's not what was said.
I'm going to follow my evil heart, husband. Okay?
All right.
Next time I decide to, take the last Dr. Pepper or, I don't know, other evil things that I do, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, I was just following my evil heart. You know how I be. Yeah. Therefore, thus says the Lord, ask now among the Gentiles, who has heard such things? The Virgin of Israel has done a very horrible thing. That whore, that prostitute. I'm adding those words.
All right.
Because he's always calling, Israel a whore.
Yeah.
So that whore. Will a man leave the snow water of Lebanon, which comes from the rock of the field? Will the cold flowing waters be forsaken for strange waters?
This mean they're moving?
Wait, will a man leave the snow water of Lebanon, which comes from the rock of the field?
I feel like there's a question there with regard to...
Will the cold flowing waters be forsaken? Well, the cold flowing waters are...
mountain waters.
Well, yes, but it's also, he's referred to himself before as the fresh water and the fountain. He has.
Yeah, right.
As opposed to, when you go to these other lands, you're going to be in strange waters.
Okay.
And, the cistern is empty, that thing.
Sure.
So this is, I think, part of that again. But I'll confirm that.
It's worth checking into, yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck waters are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Because my people have forgotten me. They have burned incense to worthless idols, and they have caused themselves to stumble in their ways from the ancient paths, to walk in pathways and not on the highway. The highway to hell?
Yeah,
heaven?
Heaven.
I am on the highway to hell. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But they are on the good gold walk. The yellow brick road to heaven.
Got it.
Yeah. To make their land desolate and a perpetual hissing.
Okay.
That's what
hissing.
It says they're making a perpetual hissing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So I was hissing.
Got it.
Yeah. You didn't like it?
No.
Oh. Well, look, you do. Everyone who passes by it will be astonished and shake his head. I will scatter them as with an east wind before the enemy. I will show them the back and not the face in the day of their calamity.
But
Boom.
he showed Moses the back and not the face. So and he liked Moses.
He's like, talk to the hand as well as the ass.
Right. Yeah.
I can't with you people.
He lately, like in Isaiah and Jeremiah, he's acted like he talks to these people.
Right.
But then we're hearing about this from prophets, right?
Yeah.
Who are supposedly the people that he's actually talking to.
Who are not liked or respected or loved or listened to by the people in their community.
But he tells these prophets to say things like, tell them that I told them all. And I'm like, wait. No, you can't tell somebody else to tell them that you told them something that you didn't fucking tell them because you told somebody else and then they didn't tell it right. Like you can't say you said something that somebody didn't hear.
And he's like, but I can though. And you are trying to argue logic with somebody who's clearly illogical.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he's a petulant little baby.
He is.
Then they said, come and let us devise plans against Jeremiah, for the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. Come and let us attack him with the tongue, blah, 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 and let us not give heed to any of his words.
So, okay, this actually makes my point, right?
Yeah.
They are not understanding that this is God saying this.
Right.
They are hearing Jeremiah talk some crazy shit.
Yeah.
They don't like him.
And then they're like,
fuck him.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get him. I don't like Jeremiah. Get him.
Yeah. I mean, he's sitting there telling them that they're all going to die. They probably think this fucker's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, why would you think that he's talking for God? Especially, you know, there are other prophets, there are other religious leaders that are telling them good things, right?
Yeah.
Why would you on purpose want to believe this guy?
I wouldn't.
Right. And also he's kind of signed up for the camp that fucked over some of the other people in other towns.
Yeah.
So like I get it. They don't like him.
Yeah.
And why would they listen to him?
So
why would God put the message of something so important in somebody who is going to piss everybody off?
Right.
That makes no sense.
God could just talk to everybody, but we've had this discussion.
Right, yeah.
He just won't. He just won't. He's like, I shouldn't have to.
It's bullshit.
Like, no, you should have to.
Right.
You obviously do have to.
If you're going to kill people over the fucking consequences of this, you need to be able to say something to them directly and have them understand the consequences, understand what their actions will do at the very least. Even with that being said, I don't agree with the actions that you're going to take if they don't follow through with their side of things.
Right.
Because it's overstepping what you should. It's a overstep of a reaction. Yeah. Right. You are going way beyond.
I mean, basically, you're saying fear me or die.
Right.
Those are your options, and you don't have any other choice in the matter. Fear me or die.
Right.
I guess I'll fear you.
If I'm even allowed to know that you actually said those things.
Right. Except that I never heard that message. So fear me or die. That sounds stupid. I don't want nothing to do with that message. Fuck off, Jeremiah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, he's saying, give heed to me, O Lord. This is Jeremiah talking now.
Okay. Yeah.
And listen to the voice of those who contend with me. So now he's ratting those fuckers out.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. He's a little tattletale, honestly.
He is.
Shall evil be repaid for good? For they have dug a pit for my life. Remember that I stood before you to speak good for them. He's like, don't forget. Remember that time when I was like, please don't kill them? Now I'm saying, go ahead, do kill them.
No, he wanted them to not kill all the Israelites. He's always wanted them to kill the ones that were like pissed off at him.
Right. But now he's like, go ahead, get them all. I don't care. Let's see. I spoke good for them to turn away your wrath from them. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine. That's rude. That's rude. Yeah. And pour out their blood by the force of the sword. Let their wives become widows and bereaved of their children.
Wow.
What a dick face.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
This is just Jeremiah being a dick.
Yeah. Let their men be put to death. Their young men be slain by the sword in battle. Let a cry be heard from their houses when you bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have dug a pit to take me and hidden snares for my feet. Yet, Lord, you know all their counsel which is against me to slay me. Provide no atonement for their iniquity, nor blot out their sin from your sight, but let them be overthrown before you. Deal thus with them in the time of your anger. The end.
I feel like this is just some ancient dude who had anxiety issues and had a lot of power to say what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
And he was paranoid. Like, he was paranoid. All these people are going to try to kill him. And he's just like threatening everybody with God's wrath.
God's going to get you.
Right. Mm-hmm. And part of this is that, you know, he probably was able to see that there was some shit coming down the road, like
if his family,
the enemies are coming and y'all are going to die, but he's invoking God as part of this power. And it's just the way he's saying this, the way he's delivering this message. I don't blame them for not liking this guy.
No, me neither.
He's a dick.
He is a dick.
And I'm not even talking about God now. That Jeremiah is a dick.
Well, moreover,
he's not a bullfrog. He's a dick.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I read some apologists that were saying, notice that he did not take his vengeance into his own hands. He turned it over to God.
Fuck
he
that
gets
shit.
Points for that.
Fuck that.
I do agree with you, but I do want to point out, yeah, that's a good note to remember. Let us as humans remember that God does not want us to take vengeance into our own hands, but to turn it over to him.
Yeah, which means God's going to take vengeance for somebody?
Well, no, not necessarily. It just means, hey, guys, don't go around saying, you're bad, so I'm going to kill you. I'm going to blow up abortion clinics. I'm going to kill people.
Please, crazy religious nuts, leave it up to God.
Yes, give it to God. That is your big thing. I'm reading your book here, and apologists made sure to point out what a grand thing it was that Jeremiah didn't take action on his anger and vengeance. He gave it to God. So everybody that wants to, kill the queer community, you can feel that way. You're a dick and stupid and ignorant, but whatever. You're free to feel that way, right? But don't act on it. Turn it to your piece of shit God.
Right. Yeah, sure. Don't act on that shit for sure.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Yeah, I know. This whole
chapter. Jeremiah's a dick.
Jeremiah's a dick. God's a dick. Prophets are a dick. The book is a dick.
Right, yeah. And then we talked about cockfighting.
And cocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Jeremiah chapter 18.
It sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Jeremiah chapter 19.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, we just got done reading Jeremiah chapter 18.
We sure as fuck did.
And God was a potter.
And we are fucked up clay.
And apparently everything is our fault, even though he's the one making us do the things the way that we're doing them because he made us. But, it's still our fault because we were bad clay.
Bad clay. Stop being such bad clay, you clay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was Jeremiah chapter 18.
Sure was, yep.
Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 19.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we are about to jump into Jeremiah chapter 19.
We sure the fuck are.
But I did not expect that
from you.
I
know you didn't.
But I have to tell you something first.
Okay,
so this is going to be about a broken vessel, but anytime I hear the word vessel in this sense, I can only ever think of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, because the Russian guy is always asking, where is the nuclear vessel? And where, Pasadena? Like he's trying to get to Pasadena, but he doesn't know how to say it.
Right.
And he's always asking about their nuclear vessel.
Got it. Yeah.
So this is about a broken vessel.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Thus says the Lord.
Thus.
So it's not my fault.
Right. Yeah. I don't think he was talking about Star Trek.
Sure he was.
No.
No? Well, he should have been.
He should have been.
Him for not.
But he wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, so the Lord's talking now. Ready?
I'm ready.
Go and get a potter's earthen flask.
Potter's earthen flask. Okay.
So I have a flask, but it's not an earthen one.
Right.
And take some of the elders of the people and some of the elders of the priests.
Okay.
Oh, are you going to put them inside your flask? That's a big old flask. And go out to the valley of the son of Hinnom, which that's Gehenna.
Right.
So go to Gehenna, go to hell, go to the burning fires where we toss children.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
which is by the entry of the Potsherd Gate, or Potsherd. Remember we had that word before?
Yeah.
Potsherd Gate.
Right.
Okay.
And the ceramic broken pieces.
Yes. And the burning children.
Right.
Yes. And proclaim there the words that I will tell you and say.
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
So it's still the Lord talking, but now it's the Lord saying, tell them this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hear the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Okay, so now the God is saying what he wants Jeremiah to say. The God is saying, and he's telling him to say what he's going to say. And he's about to tell the people
that he's going to say something.
That he's going to say something via Jeremiah, who is reporting all of this to us, the reader. Hate. And yes, who they hate.
Right.
It's just
and it might have something to do with pottery.
It's a speech within a speech within a speech within a flask.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Behold,
I'm beholden.
I will bring such a catastrophe on this fucking place that whoever hears of it, his ears will tingle.
Well, apparently they're all hearing about it because they're there.
Do you think?
If you're listening to this, you're hearing about it. Right. So their ears are all tingling.
My
ears are not tingling. No.
No. Dude, I can't think of the word tingle without thinking of, tingle. Oh, like if you get turned on, there's something tingling.
Yeah.
Ooh, tingle.
Yeah.
Because they have forsaken me, capital M, and
the people that he's talking to?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
And made this an alien place. So that's where the aliens land and kidnap earthlings.
Got it.
Because they have burned incense in it to other gods whom neither they, their fathers, nor the kings of Judah have known, and have filled this place with the blood of the innocents, which would be the children that they sacrifice,
right.
Because they're gross and bad.
Yes.
And then in parentheses voice, they have also built the high places to Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or speak, nor did it come into my mind. End parentheses voice.
Okay.
Therefore, behold.
I'm going to behold.
The days are coming, says the Lord.
Yeah.
That this place, this Gehenna.
Yeah.
This fire pit with broken shards.
Right.
Shall no more be called Tophet or the valley of the son of Hinnom.
No.
But the valley of slaughter. But we today call it Gehenna. So.
Sure. So it didn't change
names. It didn't
really.
Change at all. Didn't change at all.
Okay.
Slaughter.
But he's really trying to put some fear in them, which if he's going to kill them anyway.
Right.
It seems kind of just boastful. Like, I'm going to kill you fuckers.
He's like, come here. I want to tell you about how I'm going to kill you.
Guess what? You're all going to die.
Behold, in a few days, I'm going to murder your ass. I could do it right here and now.
Right.
But I'm not gonna.
Because I'm a weakling.
Because I'm not real.
Because I'm not, yeah. Right.
And I, continues God who does not exist,
yes,
will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, and I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies and by the hands of those who seek their lives.
We've talked about this before, but don't you think it would be just that much more impressive if he just snapped his fingers and, killed
the evil
3/4 of them or something. Yeah, like
himself.
if they just drop dead, right?
Kind of like in the Avengers,
right?
The snapping,
right?
Like he didn't be like, "I'm about to kill all your asses. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!"
Right.
He snapped his fingers and they all disappeared. Yeah. Boom, done.
Some dude up there yelling at me that I don't like, Jeremiah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some dude yelling at me saying God's gonna send people from other places to kill you with the sword. Sounds more like maybe you told them how to get into our city.
Right.
And, you're sending people to kill us with the sword, and maybe I still don't like you, and you're kind of an asshole.
Oh, maybe you, Jeremiah, told them how to get in.
Right.
Oh, damn.
I'm just saying, like, this doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound magical, and it doesn't sound powerful.
Right. If you want to be this powerful God that kills Israelites or people in general,
do it your damn self.
Fucking snap your goddamn fingers, like you have in the past for their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for them too.
Yeah.
Because if you want to really show your power,
mm-hmm.
you should really show your power.
And don't keep talking about how I'm gonna. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Their corpses I will give as meat for the birds of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth. Yeah, you keep telling us that.
Yeah, that's right.
And
old news.
Still gross, but yeah, boring.
Right.
I will make this city desolate and a hissing.
And a hissing?
It's going to be a hissing.
Because there's going to be snakes?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's like so dry that it's like sizzling on the ground. It's like hissing. I don't know.
Like sometimes I think it's in Arizona, the sidewalks get so hot that you can fry an egg.
Yeah. I've always wanted to try that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do know that in places where it snows, it can get so cold that you can throw boiling water out and it'll freeze midair.
I've done that here.
I know. Yeah. It's so cool.
It's really cool.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the extreme weather things, they are true. Mm-hmm. I don't know about the hot one, but I do know about the ice one.
Right.
Everyone who passes by it will be astonished and hiss because of all its plagues. That's what I did during COVID. Anytime somebody didn't have their mask on, I would hiss. Yeah. And when I found out that they were anti-vaxxers, not because of health reasons, but because of anti-science stupidity reasons.
Let's just be honest, Trump reasons.
Right. Yeah. I would hiss at them too.
Right. Louder though.
Yeah. Much louder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, and if I was in a medical place and it was medical staff that was doing some anti-science bullshittery at me,
right?
Oh, I hissed the loudest then, and they threw me out.
Wife did a lot of hissing back in those days.
I wish I had. If I had read this, I would have, and I would have been like, "It's in the fucking Bible."
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Right.
This is a Christian hospital, so fuck off. Sure. I'm following the Bible. Yeah. Fuck off.
Right.
That's what I would have said.
Okay.
There was actually a medical staff person who
I remember you telling me about this.
Telling me that he wasn't sure if I should get the vaccine because he wasn't sure about it. And I was like, sir,
right?
You are in the medical field. Do not discourage people from getting the fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he thought I had comorbidities that made it to where it wouldn't be in my best interest health-wise.
Right.
He was telling me because he was anti-vax. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous. I do not want to hear about fucking people that work at a goddamn hospital that are anti-vax. That makes no goddamn sense.
I agree.
It sounds to me like they're probably one of those that had their spouse cheat on their tests so that they could pass them when they were getting their degree online. And they never had to actually go on fucking campus to get their fucking degree. And so they're kind of trash and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And maybe they need to learn some more science.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
I think wife might be a little heated about this.
I might be a little uppity. Yeah. Look, and I'm not saying everybody got to go get the vaccine because there are health reasons why maybe it's not in your best interest to do that. I understand that. But generally speaking, fuck off and get the vaccines.
Right.
And wear your fucking mask if you're sick or stay home if you have that option.
Yeah.
My God, people.
That should have applied, though, prior to COVID.
Yes.
Even.
Yes, and wash your goddamn hands, you filthy animals. Okay. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and everyone shall eat the flesh of his friend in the siege and in the desperation which with their enemies and those who seek their lives shall drive them to despair. So we're going to see some cannibalism up in here.
Got it. Yeah.
Nice.
Not the first time in the Bible, though.
No, it's not. So there's animals that are going to eat each other's peoples, and then the people are going to eat each other's peoples.
Yeah.
That's gross. I think we've had this discussion. I would be hard pressed to be hungry enough to eat a person.
You know, we early on in the Bible we got upset about a lot of things.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
But like the more we go on and hear the same shit over
I'm hardened
and over
to
and
it.
over. Right.
It makes me angry. Instead of being like painful and making me cry, now it just makes me angry and pissy.
Right. Yeah. It's not that the emotion's not still there, but like at some point, you know, as we've been reading this, you realize we're reading a fictional book, right? Mm-hmm. And we're reading about how people perceived things should be done in a time that was thousands of years ago. And these people obviously had some shitty ideas, you know? And when you hear it said over and over and over again, it's just like, okay,
it loses a bit of shock value.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you hear about how many Palestinians have died, your heart still aches, but it doesn't ache as much as when the war first started, and you wish it did.
And it should, yeah.
It should.
Right.
You wish it did, but you have, what is it called? Compassion fatigue.
Right.
Or emotional fatigue from...
Right. I think emotional fatigue covers pretty much all that. But
yeah. It's just
And when we do this every day, you know, like we read this book every day and there's the same fucking God's going to kill this many people.
He's going to allow children to die, and he's going to let the women get raped, and he's going to let them eat each other. And it's like every
goddamn day.
Yeah. It's just gross. The book is fucking gross.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, we got some cannibalism happening.
Right.
Then, now the flask comes into play, okay?
Oh, we're back to the flask, okay.
You shall break the flask in the sight of the men who go with you and say to them, so this is still God talking.
Yeah.
So break that fucking flask.
Okay.
And say to them, thus says the Lord of the hosts. So tell them I said this. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
Even so, I will break this people and this city as one breaks a potter's vessel which cannot be made whole again. I mean...
Also, now he's doing show and tell.
It could be glued back together.
It could.
And also, there's a Chinese saying that the cracks are where the light gets in. And also, I want to say it's wabi-sabi is the phrase where, like, you use gold to glue the pieces back together. And therefore, you find beauty in the broken... You find beauty and value in the broken thing.
Sure.
And that's a really cool thing. So... The whole you can't glue it back together again
isn't true.
This God is not, he's not very philosophical. He ain't so deep.
Right.
Okay, so as one breaks a potter's vessel which cannot be made whole again, and they shall bury them in Tophet till there is no place to bury. Thus I will do to this place, says the Lord, and to its inhabitants, and make this city like Tophet. Let us not forget that Tophet is the name of all the places where they buried the bones of children that were sacrificed.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not letting the people off scot-free here. They were pretty fucking nasty, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've discussed that. Like, the practices that they were accused of doing anyway. Were
we have found graves of children bones.
The practices that they were doing.
Right.
And were pretty fucking terrible. Mm-hmm. But the practices that they're replacing them with aren't a whole lot better.
Right.
They are. We're not killing kids anymore, right?
Yay.
But it's only just,
did
better.
You hear that, I think it's in Arkansas maybe, that IVF, frozen eggs are now children.
Right.
So there goes IVF for couples trying to, have children.
Yeah.
Like if you go get your eggs harvested, you get a lot harvested in hopes that maybe one will be viable. And, they're saying, no, they're all viable. And it's like, that's not how science works, bro.
Right. No, we're going down some dangerous roads with regard to medical law and religious doctrine. And, I mean, it's really unbelievable.
Well, IVF companies have said we cannot operate under this. So
yeah, and I'm sure that there'll be a fix for somebody will fix this, right? Because there's too much money at stake. There's too many things that are just ridiculous. With like no one's going to support this going away because it's something that most people that have that problem want to have done. Well,
and the people that can afford IVF are the people with money who are going to find a way to get it done, whether it's in Arkansas or elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't. Ultimately, it's not really that horrible. It is. It is because we're legislating this stuff.
Yeah.
It is because we have these thoughts entering into the mainstream of our political realm, but that specific item isn't the end of the world here. Right? You know what I mean? Like it's the overarching theme that is transpiring right now.
It's the feeling of it that it's like, God damn it.
Right.
Like more, just more. Lay it on me. More.
Right.
I can take all this weight, just keep putting more rocks on.
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm squished. I just can't with... What is wrong with the United States? It is so fucked up right now.
I think
Christianity.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
We say this a lot, but that's the impetus for a lot of what we're doing here.
When you are calling harvested frozen egg cells, when you are calling those children...
Right.
Like, okay, so why aren't fathers paying child support for that then?
Well, let me ask you. Like, we've been reading this Bible for nearly 4 years now, right? And is there a single full chapter that you could say didn't have a ridiculous aspect to it?
Not a full chapter.
Not a full chapter.
Certainly not a full book.
Right, yeah. That's certainly not a full book, but like I would almost say if there is a full chapter that's not ridiculous, it was probably in Proverbs, and it was probably short.
And it probably was like, God is great, God is good, let us thank him for the food,
right,
amen.
Right, yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, yeah. And I just, there's really, like, we hardly go a single episode without coming across something
ludicrous.
Absurd. Yeah.
To, quote a commercial where Ludacris pops up and tells me that it should be the State Farm guy.
Yeah, we need the State Farm guy.
Well, I need Ludacris to pop up in my living room so I can be like, it is, right?
It's fucking ludicrous,
and then
man.
he could nod and be like, yeah, for sure. That's definitely ludicrous. I lend my name to that because, yes, it is.
Right.
All right. And the houses of Jerusalem and the houses of the kings of Judah shall be defiled like the place of Tophet because of all the houses on whose roofs they have burned incense to all the host of heaven and poured out drink offerings to other gods.
Yeah, that's, I mean, look, I can get behind stopping the child sacrifice, right? Mm-hmm. But pouring drinks out to gods, that's just you being petty, Like, do you really fucking care?
They burned incense to another god. Why do you care so much, honestly?
Yeah, like,
it hurts you none.
Right.
It literally, except for your little baby pride, your wiener pride.
All you would have to do is do an act of fucking God.
Right, snuff it out.
You would just have to show yourself, reveal yourself, make yourself known.
And they would be like, oh shit, my bad.
The Bible thus far, you have yet to do that to satisfy the majority of the Israelites.
Right.
Because the majority of the Israelites never accept you fully.
Right.
Never.
And they're certainly not afraid of you.
Right.
Obviously.
And we can even take to this day, it's kind of a, like a lot of the Jewish folks are not like hardcore Jewish, right? They're in spirit only type.
Right.
Jewish
non-practicing
people.
Jews.
Right.
Yes.
That's a big thing, right?
A non-practicing Catholic, a non-practicing Christian. Like we have a lot of people that they claim the religion just because that's what they grew up with, but they don't really.
Sure, but we've been, I mean, religion's been a thing for 4,000 to 6,000 years. Judaism and Christianity specifically, right? Mm-hmm. And there has never been a time in history at all where people fully accepted God, because there was never a time when he fully showed himself and displayed his might and power to the people of the world.
Okay, now I'm going to push back on that because just before we started this episode, you did have a video playing where a woman had a dream when Jesus and her were riding on a fucking elephant. So,
giraffe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it a giraffe?
It was a giraffe.
Okay.
Yeah. The giraffe licked her also. Yeah.
I wasn't really listening that much because it was so ridiculous.
Right.
Because no, that did not happen.
Yeah. Oh, and she was on a swing where a gorilla was pushing her too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is definitely somebody much like Jeremiah who I'm going to take the word of.
No.
I definitely trust
whatsoever.
that kind of person.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. All right. So, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Wait, I might have skipped a sentence. Yeah, I did. I skipped a sentence. I'm sorry. Let's start over. Mm-hmm, Ready? Mm-hmm. Go. Then Jeremiah came from the Tophet, where the Lord had sent him to prophecy, and he stood in the court. I don't know who's talking now. This is a narrator voice. Okay? Where the Lord had sent him to prophecy, and he stood in the court of the Lord's house and said to the people, this is Jeremiah talking now.
Jeremiah, yep.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Okay, now Jeremiah is about to quote God.
Right.
So God is talking. Behold.
There's a lot of points of view. We got to keep straight here.
And I don't know who the narrator is.
Right, yeah.
Behold, I will bring on this city and all her towns.
Destruction?
All the doom. Destruction, doom.
Okay, yeah.
That I have pronounced against it because they have stiffened their necks. Their giraffe necks.
Yeah.
That they might not hear my words. The end.
So, I mean, we've already kind of touched on all this, but, like, it's because he's literally having somebody they don't like pitch doom and gloom to these people. Mm-hmm. And it's been that way for a while. Like, I mean, even Isaiah was walking around naked in the goddamn desert. Like, these people are not your normal people who they are, quote unquote, picking for their prophets, We're
on chapter 19. For 19 chapters, Jeremiah has been walking around shouting in people's faces, he gonna get you.
Right?
He gonna get you.
Not only that, but he's telling people, I'm gonna use God as a hitman. I'm gonna kill you fuckers specifically because you don't like me.
And you laughed at me.
Right?
Kind of like, remember when the guy had the bear eat the children because the children laughed at him for being bald.
Yeah, it was either Elijah or Elijah. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those two.
Fuck faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what this strikes me of. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
petty. It's petty.
You laughed at me, so fuck you, die.
Right. And using God for your pettiness.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Look, and I'm not saying I've never been on the receiving end of being laughed at or bullied.
Right.
I have.
Sure.
But I don't then say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to have God come kill you. You're going to die. That's because you know why? Because I'm not fucking like crazy. I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm not murderous crazy.
Maybe they were legitimately threatening his life. I don't know. But it seems to me that if that was the case, and there was a lot of people that were threatening your life, and there was a lot of people that didn't believe what you were saying because obviously you're telling everybody that God's going to kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I imagine there's not a lot of people that like you.
Right.
You know? But if that's the case, I wouldn't probably continue to just spout off at the mouth in front of large groups of people because I'd feel like any minute one of those fuckers is going to kill me.
Let me ask you this.
Why would they fucking care? They're going to die anyway.
How many people do you think that God, quote unquote God, tapped for this job that were like, nope, and then they died of the plague or whatever, and we don't ever hear about them because they were like, I'm not doing that. That sounds crazy.
Realistically, I think none.
Right, obviously, but like in canon.
In canon, I honestly don't know. I mean, even in canon, I feel like it's only the nutballs that are taking the fucking jobs.
Well, here's my thing. So you're walking down the street and suddenly you have this wild impression that God is speaking to you and nobody else can hear.
Right.
Do you consider yourself a prophet, or do you run to the doctor and be like, I think there might be something wrong with me because I'm having visions and I don't believe in that shit?
In a modern sense, I would say I run to the doctor, right? I mean, just bear with me here a second.
Okay.
So in a modern sense, yes, I would definitely run to the doctor and say, I think I'm going crazy. I'm hearing voices. I'm doing this, that, and the other. You know, what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. In a historical sense, in the time of Jeremiah and Isaiah, I don't know that there was a lot of support for mental issues. In fact, you probably would have been a pariah or even worse.
Definitely if you were a woman. Because you notice all of the fucking prophets are men, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when women do it, they're just witches.
Right.
And burn them at the stake and kind of shit like that.
So I would imagine that people that were crazy had one of two options, and that is to either be an outcast and just labeled crazy for being crazy, or
lean into the religious aspect.
Yeah, lean into it, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. But that would be Jeremiah chapter 19.
Sure as fuck would.
Which means we'll be back tomorrow with
Jeremiah chapter 20.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, we just got done reading Jeremiah chapter 19.
We sure as fuck did.
When in that chapter, it was Jeremiah, let's see, he bought some clay.
Did he?
Yeah. And then he brought like a bunch of people together and he shattered it in front of them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wait, it was a flask.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was a flask.
That's right. And he was demonstrating what God was going to do to them, basically. Because, Jeremiah likes to spread good news, right?
No.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm confusing him with nothing else in the Bible.
Yahweh is going to get you. Yahweh is going to get you.
Yeah. So anyway, he was telling them how they're all going to die horrible deaths and they need to stop doing bad shit or God's going to get them. And it's the same fucking shit in every chapter of Jeremiah so far. Mm-hmm. Before we move on, though, I do have an apology to make.
You are the sorriest.
I feel like I always have apologies. Mm-hmm. But
much like Nirvana, you're all apologies.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Right. What are you sorry for this time?
Well, I'm sorry that we are using a new computer and audio got fucked up last night.
It did.
Bad.
I didn't know it till you came in from work and ran to the computer.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, audio sucked. I have to fix it.
It's the worst because I don't find out until the next day when I check our audio by listening. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, oh, shit. I got to go all day and everybody's going to be not listening to the correct version of this because it sucks.
Yeah.
This is a bad copy.
Yep.
So I apologize for that. If you guys missed it, I did fix it. So it should be better today. if you go back and listen to it.
If you skipped it because you were like,
if you were like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. But yeah, it's there. It should be fixed now, hopefully. At least on some platforms, it definitely will be. And yeah, anyway, that was Jeremiah chapter 19 that we read yesterday.
That with you couldn't hear.
The shattering of the flask and the, telling everybody they're going to die horrible deaths. Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah chapter 20.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are jumping into Jeremiah chapter 20.
Okay.
Now Pashur, the son of Immer, you know that guy?
No.
Me neither.
Okay.
But anyway, so there's this guy named Pashur, who's the son of Immer. The priest who was also chief governor in the house of the Lord.
Okay.
He heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things.
Is that what he heard?
That's what he heard.
Okay.
Well, that's what I heard.
He prophesied the destruction of Israel?
These things. Whatever all these things are.
The coming things that they're going to tell us?
Just these things.
Okay. All right. Okay? Sure.
Then Pashur struck Jeremiah the prophet.
What?
Oh, fuck. He smacked him upside the head. He struck him.
What the fuck?
And put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of the Lord.
Okay.
He smacked him upside the head and put him in the stocks.
Why?
I gotta be honest, I'm not mad.
I bet this is one of the guys that Isaiah wants, or not Isaiah, Jesus Christ, that Jeremiah wants God to kill for him.
Probably, but I'm telling you, I know I'm not supposed to be, but I'm kind of on, what's his name? Pashur's side.
Pashur, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And it happened on the next day that Pashur brought Jeremiah out of the stocks.
Okay.
Then Jeremiah said to him, "The Lord has not called your name Pashur, but Magor Misabib. For thus says the Lord, behold, I will make you a terror to yourself and to all your friends, and they shall fall by the sword of their enemies, and your eyes shall see it. I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall carry them captive to Babylon and slay them with the sword. Moreover, I will deliver all the wealth of this city, all its produce and all its precious things." Precious.
Yeah.
"All the treasures of the kings of Judah I will give into the hands of their enemies, who will plunder them, seize them, and carry them to Babylon. And you, Pashur, and all who dwell in your house shall go into fucking captivity." Boom. You shall go to Babylon, bitches, and there you shall die.
So this is God. Is he talking
Jeremiah is telling Pashur, God says, you will be buried there. You and all your friends to whom you have prophesied lies, fucker.
I gotta be honest here. Pashur should feel pretty privileged. God is singling him out.
Like, God knows my name?
Right, yeah.
Sweet.
Okay,
here's my thing. We are doing this, quote unquote, blasphemous podcast, right?
Yeah.
If some, famous Christian, churchy, evangelical person was that terrible podcast.
The one. Sacrilegious, whatever.
Sacrilegious. Discourse. Are you? Ooh, they're so bad. I wouldn't be offended. I would be like, holy shit, you know us?
Right, yeah.
Honestly. So, Pashur's probably just oh, wow.
But just think of how many people God has killed.
Right.
Right? In mass quantities even.
But he gives a shit about Pashur.
But he gives a shit about, he's singling Pashur out.
Yeah. He knows his name.
For Jeremiah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know about all this.
This sounds way too personal. I feel like Jeremiah was just writing, vengeance letters against people that he didn't like.
Yeah. He's just full of shit. He's blustery and talking trash.
Right.
Okay, so now Jeremiah is talking, okay?
Okay.
And this is his lament.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
"Oh Lord, you induced me, and I was persuaded." You know what happened to me? When I was pregnant with my youngest child.
You were induced?
I was induced also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I too was induced.
Yes.
Not by God, though.
No.
By medical science. I was induced.
Right.
Because that kid got stuck.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways, he's talking to God. "You are stronger than I and have prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocks me. For when I spoke, I cried out. I shouted, violence and plunder, because the word of the Lord was made to me a reproach and a derision daily. It sounds like he's like, even though I just turned on Pashur and told him you're pissed at him, God, they put me in the stocks. This guy hit me. I ain't happy about this.
Well, he's kind of claimed not being happy about certain things all through this book so far.
Yeah.
And it it borders on like almost rebellious nature with regard to God, because the way God responds to that stuff in previous books is not good.
He's been putting his thumb down on, been like, I'm bending you backwards. Are you sure that's what you wanted to say?
Right.
Mere human.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeremiah's continuing. Then I said, I will not make mention of him nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in my heart like a burning fucking fire, shut up in my bones. I was weary of holding it back, and I could not.
So God made him talk.
Yeah, he couldn't bite his tongue.
He didn't want to.
Yeah.
But he had to.
And it wasn't a mental condition either. It was totally God.
It sounds more like a mental condition, though.
Right. And see, I can relate to that because there are times when I literally cannot be quiet.
Right.
And I have to make noise or speak because I have a mental condition.
But you don't blame it on God.
I don't blame it on God. I know that there's a little piece of me that's not quite like the others. For I, Jeremiah, heard many mocking, fear on every side. Report, they say, and we will report it. All my acquaintances watch for my stumbling, saying, perhaps he can be induced. Then we will prevail against him, and we will take our revenge on him.
Oh, okay.
But the Lord is with me as a mighty awesome one, capital O.
But they got you in the stocks, man.
Well, doesn't matter.
Okay.
God is with me.
All right.
Therefore, my persecutors will stumble and will not prevail. Oh, we're back to loving God again. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Jeremiah continues, they will be greatly ashamed, for they will not prosper. Their everlasting confusion will never be forgotten. Prum.
It's so another thing that's kind of like he was asking God to kill these people before, right? Mm-hmm. But now he's saying that they're just going to be held captive in Babylon.
Yeah.
So
it just depends on the day, depends on the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Again, all the waffling, it's so confusing.
Right.
Okay, he's continuing. But, O Lord of hosts, you who test the righteous and see the mind and heart, let me see your vengeance on them. For I have pleaded my cause before you. Mm-hmm. Sing to the Lord, praise the Lord, for he has delivered the life of the poor from the hand of evildoers.
Wait, he's literally been talking about getting vengeance against the people that are treating him like shit.
Mm-hmm. And now
he's tossing the poor and the...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like that you're trying to make this sound like a godly sermon when really it's just a
vengeance. Personal revenge.
Right.
Yeah. Kill them. Oh, also you're really great and thank you for taking care of all the homeless.
Yeah, good job, man.
Yeah. Cursed be the day in which I was born, says Jeremiah.
Jesus.
Here we go again.
This guy is something.
He's all over the place. Yeah. He ain't right. That's what I'm here to tell you. No,
he definitely. I am really picking up on why people didn't like him.
Yeah. Let the day not be blessed in which my mother bore me. Yeah, fuck that bitch, right? I hate it when my mother got pregnant and gave birth to me. Ugh.
Like, he doesn't even want to have been born now. Like,
I mean, Job went through the same fucking thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just, I don't know.
But you know what? Job had literally everything stripped from him. And, like, you know, like, he did go through some shit, right?
Yeah.
This guy is having people pick on him.
Well, he did get slapped and put in the stocks.
He's having people pick on him.
He did get made fun of.
The level of shit that Jeremiah is going through is so much less than what Job went through.
Right.
Okay, so to compare them isn't even comparing apples to oranges. It's comparing like apples to fucking walnuts.
It's almost like Jeremiah is privileged, but then he's saying that, oh my gosh, you're doing me just like Job.
Right.
Right?
He's a whine. Like,
I mean, that's what Trump is doing, right? He's totally Trump.
Right. Yeah.
Because like Trump was like, they did a Navalny.
Right.
And I'm like, do you know that word? Do you understand that that's a human and not a
thing?
Not an item?
Yeah.
And do you understand that he was standing up to Putin? Do you understand that he was murdered?
Yeah. What is it they call Jeremiah though? Is it the wailing?
The weeping.
Weeping.
Because he's a fucking crybaby little bitch. Because he needs to get his shit together.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking that, like, when I heard that term, I was thinking that, okay, so he's going to be weeping for Israel. He's going to be weeping for, the people that need to be saved. He's going to be weeping for what the better world that they could be be part of, or whatever.
Or alternatively, he's weeping because of the beauty of God and is overpowered by majestic.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah,
not a whiny little crybaby who is getting picked on by people and wants God to kill him for.
You're doing a Job on me.
It's crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah. It's stupid. He's weird.
Like, this whole chapter has been just bullshit, revenge shit.
Yeah. Well, that's been the whole book.
Well, yeah, it's been a large bit of it. Yeah.
Let the man, this is Jeremiah continuing, let the man be cursed who brought news to my father saying, a male child has been born to you, making him very glad. Like, even the guy that delivered the news to your father that, it's a boy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy too.
Right.
Right? Like, fuck him, fuck her, fuck all these guys, fuck those, fuck this, fuck that.
Yeah, right.
And let that man be like the cities which the Lord overthrew and did not relent. Let him hear the cry in the morning and the shouting at noon, because he did not kill me from the womb. Oh my God. That my mother might have been my grave and her womb always enlarged with me.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
This is cuckoo beans.
Right?
I'm sorry. I can't with this book.
Yeah.
Why did I come forth from the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame? The end. Hold on. You are trying to act like the reason you're upset is because, look at all the labor and sorrow of my people. Fuck you. That's not why you're crying. Don't pretend.
But there's a small part of me, but there's a small part of me that wants to hear how pastors spin these chapters, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, I want to know, how do you make this sound not like a whiny little asshole asking for revenge?
Right.
I don't, because that whole chapter was horrible.
Well, I told you that the best that I could find apologists are like, but notice that he didn't take vengeance into his own hand. He gave it to God.
Right, yeah. We kind of, because this has been ongoing, we kind of covered that before.
Yeah.
But that...
Like, you had it in your heart that you asked somebody else, can you please kill them for me? They're making me so sad.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you want them to die. I'm
really struggling with why this is even in the fucking Bible. I feel like they should have cut out a lot of this personal vengeance bullshit.
Yeah.
Because
it's doing the Bible no favors.
Right. Like, you are, from everything I've ever heard, you don't go to God and ask him for, personal vengeance prayers. Like, that's not a thing. You don't pray for other people to be harmed. That's not how you do that, right?
It's kind of left out of all of the lessons that we've ever heard secondhand.
For sure. And this is all this guy's doing.
So what I'm getting out of this is that when I'm really pissed at somebody, I can pray that they die.
I mean...
I sure hope that a brick falls on that guy's head. He cut me off in traffic, that asshole.
And maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge, because this does fall in line more with, like, the whole evangelical movement. Like, they seem to pray for people to be harmed a lot.
Yeah.
Or wish for it, at least. Like, it's an ongoing theme, right?
It tracks.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this. This is... I'm getting really...
irate.
I'm getting tired of this fucking whiny ass bullshit from this guy.
He's a little bitch.
And it's really difficult to read, because it's not even like, it's not contributing anything to the Bible.
Right.
It is literally just this guy's little petty hit list that he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And who cares, man?
I mean, the dude walked up to him. Peshur walked up to him and was like, you need to stop talking all of this negativity. You are bad for morale. Shut the fuck up.
Which is kind of what we were talking about the other day.
And so Jeremiah kept going. And so Peshur said, man, I told you to stop. And he slapped him upside the head and locked him up and was like, maybe this will make you think twice. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. And then as soon as he gets out of the stocks, he's like, nope, I'm still talking trash.
Right.
But again, kind of like Trump was told, you know, to stop talking about E. Jean Carroll, keep her name out your fucking mouth. And he can't.
Right.
And they already took so much money and fined him so much that he probably can't even liquidate enough to pay.
Right.
And he's doing it again.
Yeah.
He cannot keep her name out his mouth.
It's true.
This is like early days. You know what I mean? This is like, oh, Trump's just like Jeremiah, a little bitch.
But I know we're going on a little bit here, but like one of my least favorite things that I hear from people is when they bring God into it over something petty, right? Mm. Because like when they invoke God for something petty,
like football.
I hate that. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a perfect example actually. But it you know, in this case, it's personal vengeance. But like, yeah, football is one of those petty things that people invoke God for, right?
And you're saying that as somebody who absolutely fucking loves watching a football game.
Sure, yeah. But I can't. This whole last few chapters have been nothing but petty requests from this prophet.
Yeah.
And we even commented on the fact that, man, if I was these people, I'd be sick of this too.
Yeah.
You know, and they are. They're putting him in stockades. They're not killing him.
Right.
He says they want to kill him, but like they had you in stockades. If they wanted to kill you,
they could have
killed you.
Yeah.
So stop saying they want to kill you, because obviously they just want you to shut the fuck up and leave them alone.
That's my take. And you know what? Maybe you're 100% right. And maybe doom and gloom is on the way. Right. You know what? Shut up about it anyways.
Yeah.
They have spoken. They don't want to hear your shit. Shut the fuck up.
Now, he does say that God is, you know, telling him to say these things and that he has to keep doing it. And he's kind of getting mad at God for making him do these things, right? So that's the pitch that we're getting, right? But we're coming from a standpoint of God doesn't exist.
Right.
So this guy's just
a nut.
Crazy and a nutball, and he's not right.
Yeah. He just needed some Lexapro and Wellbutrin.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that because that's what I take. Yeah, that's what you Not making fun of anybody with mental health issues. Understand? No. I legit have mental health issues of my own, and I'm on medication.
I am throwing some terms off that are probably not quite correct. With
regard to calling him crazy or a loon.
So I do apologize for that. And I get a little carried away when we're talking about these people in the Bible.
Yeah.
And,
same.
You know, we could have a whole other discussion and a whole other podcast probably talking about the mental health issues of the people in the Bible and how they probably needed to be treated. That could actually be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, this guy's got something wrong with him.
He's got a screw loose at the very least. He ain't right. I'm telling you.
All right. We've talked about how much something's not right with Jeremiah for quite a bit now. So why don't we go ahead and wrap this up? That was Jeremiah chapter 20.
Sure as fuck was.
And today is Friday, which means that we'll be back tomorrow on Saturday with...
That is Saturday. And Saturday is Q&A Saturday. Husband's laughing at me because I couldn't remember the tune.
I set you up so easy for that one.
You did, but I
was like, I'm going to lay this out for wife because, you know.
I couldn't remember.
No. And then on Sunday this week, I think we're doing a
Patreon.
Got that one. All right. And then I will get the weekly wrap up done and out. And then we'll be back on Monday with
Jeremiah chapter 21.
All right. We'll see you then, guys.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, it's still Saturday.
It is.
We didn't get this out in the morning, but that means that today is...
Q&A Saturday.
That's right. And what are we Qing and Aing today?
We are going over Jeremiah chapter 16 through 20.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are going to do a Q&A.
Okay.
Over chapters 16 through 20.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go through and point out some shit that we missed the first time through.
Sure. And I think we missed some of it on purpose so that we would have a Q&A to go over.
Yes, but there wasn't like any one particular thing that was more than and that's the answer to that. Boom.
Right.
So that's why I kind of saved them all up.
We'd getting into a habit lately of maybe covering too much during our weeklies and left us nothing to talk about sometimes on the Q&As.
Sure,
so.
And I had to find a topic then.
Right, yeah. So we've been trying to leave some things for the Q&As.
Sure.
But
so, all right, starting with chapter 16 of Jeremiah.
Okay.
This chapter was all about the Lord's judgment of the people, okay? And in the first four, what are they called? Verses. Jeremiah was commanded to not take a wife or to father any children. Remember?
Right, yeah.
That was in verse 2. You shall not take a wife, nor shall you have sons or daughters in this fucking place.
That's what Jeremiah told us anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in ancient Jewish culture, which I kind of mentioned this at the time, and among many observant Jews today, it was a shame and a dishonor to be single and childless. So it was like he really stuck out like a sore thumb.
Sure.
And we did kind of say at the time that maybe this was his beard.
Right. Yeah.
Like
needed a reason not
needed
to have
a reason to, be single.
Right.
Marriage and childbearing, of course, were expected, and celibacy was highly unusual, not only in Israel, but throughout the Near East. So Jeremiah's obedience to God's command would definitely attract attention. But I found this interesting. Biblical Hebrew does not even have a word for bachelor.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he definitely was like, what even do we call you?
Right. He was way outside the norm.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry. If anybody heard that, that was our kitchen throwing shit on the ground.
I just assumed you were going to edit that out.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, then verses 5 through 7, Jeremiah was commanded not to mourn with others. Okay. So verse 6 reads, both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Okay, so there's a lot going on in that verse.
Yeah.
In this verse, like we missed this the first time through. He wasn't just instructed not to mourn. He's being instructed not to attend any of the funerals. So he can't even go to the funeral and then not mourn at the funeral.
Okay.
He's got to stay away from them completely.
Right.
And this is done as a warning that when Judah falls, there will be no funerals, since the dead will lie unburied.
Well, because it's going to be war. He's sending people after them to kill them all.
Yeah.
And
the bodies will be left hither and yon.
Right. And that's what happens in wartime because, obviously the people killing them unless they're going to stay there and live there.
Right.
Don't care about cleaning them up, and they're not going to let the people back to get them.
Exactly. So, but he's telling him, you not attending funerals now is one of the signs these people should look at. I have this feeling that the people that he didn't attend the funerals for were like, man, thank God, fucking Jeremiah's not here. Jeez, I know,
guy's a weirdo, man.
What a naysaying butt. So breaking bread in time of mourning was one of the culturally accepted mourning practices, whereas the act of cutting themselves while in mourning was one of the many disobedient imitations of pagan rituals for the dead, which they had adopted. Because, again, there was a lot going on in that verse. One of the things was that they're not going to be buried, and they shouldn't, celebrate all of that, and they should not make themselves bald for them or cut themselves.
Right.
Okay. So these were rites of self-mutilation in which the mourners cut or gashed themselves and shaved the head and the beard, and they seem to have been widely practiced even though they were forbidden in those areas.
When we've talked about that too, but there was a lot of things that they refused to let go from older practices. And I don't know that they were even older practices. I feel like this was all just kind of things that the Israelites did back then. And there was this other group of people like Jeremiah who was like, no, all those things need to go away. And they're like, but why?
Yeah. Like, you're weird. Stop telling us what to do, weirdo.
Right.
Yeah. And then in verses 8 and 9, that's where Jeremiah is commanded not to feast with them. And that goes back to the breaking bread with the mourning was a thing that they did.
Right.
So, okay, so that was the first part of chapter 16. Moving on.
Okay.
The next bit is verses 10 through 13, which God's judgment is explained to the people of Judah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in verse 11, it says, "Then you shall say to them, because your fathers have forsaken me, says the Lord, ... Yeah. Okay. So the coming conquest and exile of Judah was not due to the sin of only one generation. So where it says your fathers have forsaken me, it wasn't just because them old guys way back when were doing
the wrong
things,
things, right? It's been a succession of wrong things since then.
It was due to hardened rebellion over several generations that brought Judah to their soon-to-come judgment.
I see.
So God's saying that was, I've been looking away from this long enough, and, payment is due.
I guess. I know we're going back to a lot of stuff that we read back in Kings and Chronicles and all that kind of stuff. But back then, it seemed like one king we were good, one king we were bad. One king we were good, one king we were bad, right?
Yes.
And it was always dependent on the king.
Right.
It wasn't dependent on the people.
Which we said during this last week as well, when we talked about this. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we're just blaming them for all of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you were all bad.
Yeah. Instead of just the leaders.
Right.
It's all the people.
Yeah.
So verses 14 and 15 were about the wonderful promise of restoration from exile. Because, God's always wishy-washy. And he's like, I'm going to get you. Yeah. And then he's like, but I'll let a few of you survive. It'll be fine.
Right.
And then verses 16 through 18 are about the zeal of God in pursing the people ripe for judgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get them ready to go, right?
Sure.
So verse 16 says, "Behold, I will send for many fishermen, says the Lord, and they shall fish them. And afterward I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them."
I'm assuming that this is meaning that he's going to send people to collect the people that have been enslaved and captured.
Yes, but there's a little bit more to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fishers were generally understood to be the Egyptians. So the Egyptians were going to come down and collect the people as they would when they were fishing. And then the hunters were considered the Chaldeans. Okay. So the Chaldeans are going to come in and pick up so they're going to be attacked from all sides.
Got it.
Is what we're getting here.
Okay. All right.
And, then whoever is left is going to be taken away as slaves and assimilated into new cultures.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And then verses 19 through 21 were about Yahweh being glorified among the Gentiles. So,
right.
And that was that whole chapter.
Okay.
So moving on to chapter 17. This chapter includes the third of the passages known as the Confessions of Jeremiah. Okay. Remember, we talked about earlier on, there were a couple examples where he was like lamenting. Yeah. Or being like, God, I can't handle this. Or why me? Sure. Or God, this sucks. So we're going to see that in this chapter. Okay. And for the third time. And there's a couple more coming up as well. All right. Because, he's a whiny crybaby. Yeah. Okay, so in verses 1 through 4, we talk about paper and pen for Judah's sin. Now, before I talk about that exact thing, the paper and the pen, let's talk about how the fact that verses 1 through 4 are not actually in the Septuagint, the Greek version of this, the Greek translation. Okay. So, like, one of the earliest versions of the Bible, verses 1 through 4, are not present.
So this was added in.
This was added in. Okay. Correct. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So what does verse 1 say? The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron. With the point of a diamond, it is engraved on the tablet of their heart and on the horns of your altars. Right. Okay. And so it's a weird thing to have, but it's also a weird thing to be missing once you know that some Bibles have it. Yeah. Right. Right. So a pen of iron was used for engraving by cutting inscriptions into rock or stone. So the point of the metaphor is not the hardness of the materials being used, but the indelible nature of what's being written. Okay. So it was just like this imagery and symbolism of this thing is going to be engraved on you forever. You'll never be able to remove it. Right, so it wasn't about the tools so much as how the output. Yes, exactly. Right. Okay. The image of, quote, sin written with an iron pen, this is really cool, is used by Israeli poets Devorah Amir, Dalia Fala, and Liat Cap in criticizing Israel's occupation of lands conquered in the 1967 war and the resulting oppression of the Palestinian people, which I thought was very interesting because they were saying the sins of your crimes will be engraved on you with an iron pen, right? For all eternity or what the fuck ever. Yeah. So they alluded to that and used it in their outcry against what was happening. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool.
I guess we could use it again today.
Yeah, we could. So today again or still or whatever. Right. Yeah. Writing with the point of a diamond must refer to glass or some vitrified substance as it is distinguished here from engraving. And again, that just goes to show the permanence of the message. Right. Yeah. Or the permanence of the punishment, like you have sinned so greatly that it can never be removed. You're stained forever. Right, right. So moving on to verses 5 through 8 are about the folly of trusting in man. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. And verse 6 reads, "For he shall be like a shrub in the desert." Do you remember that?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. So in Hebrew, the name of this tree is called the arar, which sounds similar to the word for cursed, which is aror. Okay. And I am sure that I'm not pronouncing those to the best of how they should be, but you can get the sense.
Pronunciation has never been our strong suit in this podcast.
Ever. And you can get how they sound alike or how they're spelled alike at any rate. Mm-hmm. It's part of a wordplay that is central to this poem. Got it. Which, you know me, I'm always a sucker for some good wordplay. Yeah. So, the type of tree sounds like the word cursed, and that's what, God is telling Jeremiah is going to be. Yeah. Like. Now,
I feel like this is the kind of stuff, though, that biblical people who are very, very much a believer in God and very versed in the Bible would say that, well, you just can't understand because, there was things lost in translation and this was done this way versus that way. And I'm like, to some extent, I see your point, right? Right. But to some extent, I'm like, but the message is still the message. And we can dig into this as much as we want to. And we've done
some of that out.
We've done that research, and really it doesn't change the messages dramatically. Right. It's just little quips about things that they wanted to emphasize or they wanted to, sure. Like it does make some difference in how it reads. Sure. But overall, the message is still the same message.
God is still a dick.
Right.
Like, you can phrase it differently, and you could take out maybe a couple of the times that we got it wrong and he wasn't actually a dick.
Well, you're not taking out the message. You're taking out the poetry. Right? You're taking out the part that would have been, clever or beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only thing that's missing. It's not the message. The message is still there. And we can still interpret the message the way it reads.
Which is that God is a dick.
Right. It might even be easier without the poetry because you don't get lost in that.
Right. Exactly. So. Yeah. Because I can go down the road forever with like symmetry and, the poetics and the rhyme schemes, that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, let's not.
Yeah.
So the Bedouin refer to this tree as the cursed lemon, or the Sodom apple, because it grows in the desert salt lands that surround the Dead Sea, where Sodom and Gomorrah once were.
Oh, gotcha.
So I looked up cursed lemon because I was like, that's cool. I want to know more. So there are musical bands named Cursed Lemon.
Oh.
There are all kinds of allusions to Cursed Lemon. So I wasn't the only one that read that and was like, that's badass. That's so cool. Like, there's a lot of stuff about it out there on the Googles. So moving on then, according to their legends, when God destroyed Sodom, this is the Bedouin legends.
Yeah.
He cursed the fruit of this tree so that the tree's fruit, when opened, makes a psst sound like air being released from a tire.
Okay.
And the fruit itself is said to be hollow and filled with webs, dust, and a dry pit.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would go towards the Sodom apples.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so verses 9 through 10 were about the folly of trusting one's own heart.
Uh-huh.
He talked about how, you should trust God, not yourself.
Right.
Okay. And then verse 11 was about the folly of trusting in riches. And verse 11 reads, as a partridge that broods but does not hatch, so is he who gets riches but not by right. It will leave him in the midst of his days, and at the end he will be a fool.
Got
it.
So
we talked about this a little bit during the week, but I just wanted to hit it up again. Here, Jeremiah states a proverb meant to show the foolishness of trusting in unearned riches. According to this ancient proverb, a partridge sits upon the eggs of other birds. When the eggs hatch, the chicks leave the partridge because they don't really belong to that bird. Likewise, Jeremiah claims that riches will leave a man when he stands before God in judgment.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Like, whatever. But then I had to add my own little fun note, which I thought was funny and nobody else did. But I'm going to read it anyway. The moral of the story is, don't count your chickens before they hatch, and don't count on your chickens even after they hatch, especially if they aren't your chickens in the first fucking place. If you have chickens and you came by them fairly, wait till they are teenagers before you start counting on them. And really, if I'm being honest, you can never count on chickens, regardless of how they come into your possession. So I just thought that cracked me up.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
You are being about noisy today. All right. So moving on. Verses 14 through 17 were about a prayer for deliverance and defense. And then verse 18 was a prayer for the justification of God's prophet. Judge prophet. Who's Judd? I don't know. Anyway, a justification of God's prophet. And then keep going, run along through this, okay? Verses 19 through 23 were about Jeremiah delivering a message to the people, obey God's command of the Sabbath. Remember that bit?
Right, yeah. And he went on for a while about that.
It did, yeah. And then verses 24 through 27 were a promised blessing for obedience and curse for disobedience.
Sure.
Okay. And verse 24 read, and it shall be, if you heed me carefully, says the Lord, to bring no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day to do no work in it. And then verse 25 continues, they and their princes, accompanied by the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall remain forever. Okay.
Right, yeah.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
So Jeremiah spoke for the Lord and promised the people of Jerusalem and Judah that if they radically obeyed even just this one command, which we kind of talked about this.
We did, yeah.
We were like, so all they got to do is the one thing,
right,
obey the Sabbath or respect the Sabbath and you'll be good, huh? So if they would just radically obey even this one command, God would preserve their city and their kingdom. It wasn't that the Sabbath was the only command important to God.
But he's just like, if you can just get one goddamn thing right.
Yeah, exactly. This offer to Jerusalem and Judah was simply a testing point. If they were willing to radically obey God on just this one fucking point, it would indicate a true repentance and submission to God that would extend to all the other points.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm going to grade you on a curve.
Right.
And they were like, meh. So this one point of obedience or disobedience would stand for all the others. This is like pass or fail, you know?
You know, if they had done it, we would have never heard about this.
Hypothetically, like God would have moved the goalpost.
Right,
I'm telling you.
Like it wouldn't even been this is just some prophet/priest person sitting there going, I just need you to do this one thing for us and he'll forgive us all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas there's other people out there still saying, you know, we're in good shape, right? Like they're all saying these different things that are happening.
Yeah.
And this one guy's like, if you just do this one thing perfectly, then we'll be okay. But obviously it didn't work out. They still got conquered. They still got captured. They still got killed.
Exactly.
So
that's God let it happen.
That's why we know about it. That's why it's a thing, because Jeremiah was like, if you just do this, and then according to him, they didn't. So now it's a bad thing that caused bad things. And now that's the lesson that we're supposed to take from this. But the bullshit of it is that if they had done it, we would have never even heard about it. And I said this earlier in this week, I think, at some point. Mm-hmm. The only reason we know about these things is because at some level, Jeremiah ended up being right. They got captured, killed, enslaved, etc. Mm-hmm. And he was the one pitching these messages of doom and gloom. And so they're like, well, we probably should have listened to him, because if we just listened to him, we'd be okay. Yeah. But that's also bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
The people were going to conquer him one way or the other. It
God would have moved the goalpost and there would have been a different reason.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I said that, but you didn't do it in your heart the right way and it wasn't enough. It was too late.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. It is. What I found interesting was some of the notes compared this to how the obedience or disobedience for Adam in the Garden of Eden stood for all other sins. Do this one thing correctly.
Right.
And that, is the end all be all of all time. Punishment or living in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that was chapter 17. Sure. Moving on to chapter 18. Okay. This chapter includes the fourth of the passages known as the Confessions of Jeremiah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
So verses 1-4, Jeremiah visits the potter's house. Remember this?
Yes.
With the fucking clay?
Yeah, this was amusing to me.
Yeah, stupid to me. Verses 5-10 cover God's right to deal with his people as he pleases. And you and I discussed the morals of just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
And then verse 6 reads, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter, says the Lord. And then this has nothing to do with it, really. I just thought this was interesting. Note that God called the southern kingdom, which technically was not the kingdom of all 12 tribes, the house of Israel, because there were truly representatives from all 12 tribes among the people of Judah, from the migration of the godly, from the tribes of the northern kingdom of Israel to Judah in the days of Jeroboam.
Oh, so like when they were getting conquered up north, some people moved down to Judah.
Yeah.
Which probably made them a stronger, that's probably why they lasted longer.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And they're going down to Judah, and Judah's like, oh shit, this shit's coming.
Yeah.
And so they were.
And that's how the politics of it, they could see what was coming down the road.
Right.
They knew.
And they were building their army because these people were escaping to them. Mm-hmm. So they had more people to, bolster their numbers at that point, which kept them safer for longer.
It did. And also, they were bringing their pagan practices with them.
Right.
And so.
No, but the pagan practices were already there.
They were already there.
There was people bringing them and reinforcing some of that. So.
Exactly. So verse 11 was about devising a plan of judgment. Mm-hmm. And then verses 12-17 were about the response of the people and God's answer to them.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to read verses 13 and 14. Therefore, thus says the Lord, ask now among the Gentiles, who has heard such things? The Virgin of Israel has done a very horrible thing. Will a man leave the snow water of Lebanon, which comes from the rock of the field? Will the cold flowing waters be forsaken for strange waters?
You said Lebanon? Was it Lebanon?
Yeah, it's Lebanon.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was like, Lebanon. Like, what is Lebanon?
I've got a little bit of like a nasally thing going on. I apologize. So we asked about that at the time. We were like, what does that mean? And we decided that calling Israel a virgin, he's done that before.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, you've done this horrible thing, so now you're a whore.
Yeah.
And that the waters were about the clean waters versus the dry cistern.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in turning from God to the idols, Judah and the people of Judah have done something that is almost unbelievable. Such action is as unnatural as that of a virgin who suddenly turns prostitute or of a snow-fed mountain stream that suddenly dries up.
Got it.
And those are two wonderful things that obviously compare to each other.
Yeah, in no way whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. So verse 17 says, I will scatter them as with an east wind before the enemy. And I found something that said the east wind is the sirocco, a hot, dry wind.
Before, actually.
It's a hot, dry wind coming from the eastern deserts.
Okay, all right.
So that's what he meant by that.
Yeah.
Them hot winds gonna get you.
Right.
If I don't, the hot winds of Sirocco will. Okay. So then the next section is verse 18, the plot against Jeremiah. We're getting in the thick of it now.
This is the personalized vendettas that he's got.
Yeah. So let me read that. Then they said, come and let us devise plans against Jeremiah, for the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. And we skipped over that at the time because we were like really concentrating on how Jeremiah was like, they're plotting against me. They're plotting against me. This is unfair.
Right.
But it actually is worth looking at the priest, the wise, and the prophet.
Okay.
Like those are three separate things that, three separate groups that are plotting against him.
Got it.
Okay. The law would be the priests.
Yeah.
They're the religious people and leaders of the church. And the counsel from the wise would be, the elders, the town elders.
Yeah.
And there are other prophets in town.
Obviously, they've alluded to them.
So all three of these very separate groups are combined together plotting against him.
Yeah.
So this is a very political thing, obviously.
Yeah, and he's very
shitty.
Well, I mean, he's the minority here, right?
Yeah.
Like he's definitely being ganged up on. He ended up in stockades at one point.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's interesting too. I've got some notes about that.
Right.
So Jeremiah had been relentless in his condemnation of the three classes of officials referred to here: priests, wise men, and prophets. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is probably safe to assume that it was these men of the establishment who instigated the plot, since they were the ones he specifically mentioned.
Sure.
So, I mean,
that's kind of what I was assuming when we were going through it, that it was important people that were
right. It's just we kind of skipped over who was plotting.
Sure.
The people are plotting.
Yeah.
The people in charge, those people.
Yeah.
But it was actually spelled out for us. So that's interesting, I think.
Yeah.
So verses 19 and 20 were about Jeremiah pleading for himself. And then verses 21 through 23 were about Jeremiah pleading against his enemies.
Right.
God, get them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Jeremiah chapter 18. Now we're moving into Jeremiah chapter 19. Okay. And shit's starting to get very real now.
Yeah.
Okay. This is about the broken vessel. Okay.
Yeah.
So verses 1 and 2 are about preparation for the message that's to come.
This is where he stood in front of all the people and shattered
the flask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So verse 1 says, "Thus says the Lord, go and get a potter's earthen flask." Okay, so let's talk about that flask itself for a minute. Okay. The earthen flask was probably a small clay bottle with a narrow neck. It was easily broken and could not be repaired in any way whatsoever. Like once it was shattered, it was done.
Okay.
And that was the symbolism of that.
Got it.
The Hebrew noun bakbuk means clay jar, and it's an onomatopoeia. Are you familiar with that mean?
The same way forward as backward?
No.
Or what's the, no, I'm not sure.
No, onomatopoeia is a word that is the sound that it is. Like the word gurgle is an onomatopoeia, or like a susurration. It the word itself is the sound. Yeah. So the bakbuk
meow
sounds, a meow, exactly. The bakbuk, the clay jar, it sounds like the gurgling of outpouring water. Bakbuk, bakbuk.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Right.
Having come from the potter's house in the previous chapter, God showed Jeremiah how the potter could mold clay again into a new shape if it should seem resistant. But here the clay is baked, hardened, and breakable. If there is nothing so workable as a clay pot in the making, there is nothing so unalterable as the finished product. If it's wrong by then, it's trash.
Oh, so this is a justification for him killing the Israelites.
Yes.
Like, you guys have been hardened. You cannot change, and now it's time to die.
Exactly. I thought that was a really clever comparison that we kind of missed.
We did.
Yeah.
But that's good symbolism.
Yeah. I in a writing sense, I appreciate it in the symbolism and the comparison.
Right. I still don't agree with the message.
No, at all.
But the symbolism is good.
It did kind of make me go, oh, that's actually kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, writing is cool. Good writing, God. There you go.
Right.
Okay, verse 2 reads, and go to the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is by the entry of the potsherd gate. Potsherd. Okay, the potsherd gate likely corresponded to the dung gate. Do you remember that gate?
It was in
Nehemiah. I kept calling it the poop gate.
Right.
Yeah. And it indicates that the valley was being used as a rubbish heap. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it must have acquired its name from the fact that potters whose workshops were near the gate dumped their broken vessels beyond the gate. So that would be the potsherd gate.
Yeah. Oh. And dung gate, seems to indicate they dumped some shit out there too. Right.
That's where all of the animals' poop got scooped to, and probably the human
they
poop
didn't have,
as well.
Plumbing back then, so
they just piled it up at the gate. Right. That sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that happened, and then verse 3 was about the beginning of the message at the potsherd gate. Remember, he's standing there shouting shit.
Right.
Verses 4 through 5 is the reason for the catastrophe to come, which we already know is because God's mad and because the people suck or whatever.
Right.
And then verses 6 through 9 are about the description of the catastrophe to come. So before it was the reason, now it's the description. Whatever. Who cares? Okay, so verses 10 through 11 are about the breaking of the flask. So he throws it down and breaks it.
Yeah.
And then there's some who say that it's very likely that he emptied it out first because to make that sound, that bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah. Okay.
To like symbolize, because it would have been a dramatic thing to do, to empty it and then break it.
I got it.
So there's people who study the Bible and the phrasing and all that stuff and say
it's likely this is the way it went down.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Which I'm like, I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Okay. And then 12 through 13 is the meaning of the broken glass. And then 14 through 15 is after the message of the broken glass.
I have to wonder if they walked on the broken glass.
Walking on broken glass. Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Okay. Jeremiah, chapter 20. We're about to wrap this shit up and bring it home. Okay?
Yep.
And this was kind of my favorite because the stockades.
Yeah, right?
Okay? And the smacking
Jeremiah
around.
got punished.
He got
smacked.
Okay, he got more than smacked. Okay, I'm going to tell you some shit here.
Okay.
And look, I'm no fan of Jeremiah, but he got
beat the fuck up.
He got beat the fuck up. Okay. It was not pretty. Okay. So this chapter includes the 5th of the passages known as the Confessions of Jeremiah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he has been arguing with God a lot.
He has.
And I can see why after this chapter. Okay. So verses 1 through 2 are about Jeremiah being God's spokesman from the stocks.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me read verse 2. Then Pashur struck Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks.
Yeah.
Okay. For one thing, That's the first time in Jeremiah that he's been referred to by title Jeremiah the prophet.
Right.
So we kind of missed that, but it was pointed out that, hey, just so you know, that's a thing.
We did point out that there was a narrator.
We did.
But we didn't pick up on that specific thing.
Yes, that's correct. But that was because what is about to happen to him is like so awful that respect of his name and title is being given to him, is being granted.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pashur is the chief officer of the temple, and he was furious at Jeremiah's words. And so he arrested him, flogged him, and imprisoned him for the night. Okay. So Jeremiah was not just smacked, FYI. He was beaten quite badly. He was beat the fuck up. He got flogged.
Damn.
Yeah. That's what struck means. He got struck.
Okay.
And so they flogged him, and it was likely about 40 times.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's what that meant.
Yeah.
And then
But you know, and look, as bad as that is, Jeremiah was saying...
He was a rabble rouser.
Well, yeah. He was that, but he was also telling God that they wanted to kill him. They literally have him in their possession.
Yeah.
And they're not killing him. And look, again, what they did to him
was not fun.
Was not fun and not good, and I don't approve of it.
Right.
But he's telling God they want to kill him.
And then they let him go.
Right. So right. I just want to clarify that point because...
No, that's fair.
He's telling God something that didn't actually happen, even though they had him.
But here's another argument against that. Maybe they were like... Because remember, they let him go the next day, which I'm about to get into.
Okay.
Maybe they told him, we're going to let you go. This was just a taste of what's to come if you don't shut the fuck up and stop your shenanigans.
I guess that could be.
Imagine that's what it was.
Okay. All right.
That's just me. Like, you don't just flog somebody 40 times and then lock them up in this device that I'm about to tell you about.
Yeah.
And then let him go the next day and then everything's all better.
But then the fucker walked out and he started talking shit again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just, Yeah. Whatever.
He did. Okay, so let's talk about the stocks.
Yeah.
Okay? The stocks were a form of scaffold in which prisoners were detained in a crooked or confined position, which produced muscle cramps.
Oh.
Okay?
That's
the
horrible.
Hebrew word is formed from the verb to twist, implying that this twist frame clamped the victim in a position that would become increasingly distressing. Their function was to inflict cruel and inhuman torture upon the hapless victim.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying.
So this wasn't just like putting your head and arms through a board.
This was not like how you picture the stocks.
Right.
Okay. He was flogged, and then he was put into this torture device, and then the next morning let go. I'm positive that they must have told him, this was nothing.
Yeah.
We will fucking kill you.
Got it.
If you don't stop.
Okay.
In which case... that lends me to a little bit of, I can understand why he was questioning God. Like, Jesus Christ.
They're going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to stop. You have to stop making me do this. I can't. This is bad. This is not good. I cannot.
Sure.
I'm getting nothing good out of this.
Right.
So that does kind of change the story a little bit, right? Knowing all of this.
I guess.
Insofar as in canon.
Yeah. Okay. If we were to accept the fact, the hypothesis, the idea that God was literally talking to Jeremiah.
Sure. That first of all, there is a God.
Right.
And that God was...
this takes so many leaps of faith to get there but like if we accepted that, right?
Sure.
And then accepted the fact that apparently it was to such an extent that Jeremiah literally couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
I guess then I can understand his point of view.
Yeah.
Right? But that just takes so many like ridiculous leaps of faith to get there. And that's not even for the entire book of the Bible. That is just for Jeremiah.
And just in this section.
Right.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm with you. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to accept this story, like just the little pieces at a time.
Yeah.
And it does add a little bit of feeling to it.
Well, and I can see, this kind of like what we're just talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
You can point by point make a argument for God if you accept this, if you accept that, if you accept this, if you accept that, right? So you can talk away any particular point, but then when you talk about in general how many things you have to accept or believe in order to get there.
Or overlook.
It's a substantial amount to just get to the point where you then can even fathom talking about the belief of an actual God.
Sure. I'm right there with you.
Right.
So I'm torn because I'm being pulled in several different directions. Okay. I'm reading the Bible for the first time as an agnostic turned hardcore atheist.
Sure.
Okay. And so that's where I'm right there with you. I'm also reading this as the person who's researching the history of it and filling in some blanks.
Right.
And so that's cool, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm also reading this as a writer who can appreciate a good story.
Right.
And so I'm having to like juggle all of these different ways of viewing this story. And sometimes I walk away going, oh, that's cool. When what I really mean at the end of the day, regardless of how cool it is, but I still don't believe in God. And the God of the Bible is a fucking dick.
Well, and something we have lost so we don't talk about this as much. Like when we first started Jeremiah, let's say at chapters 1-5, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about how it was much better written than Isaiah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The wording, the phrasing, everything about the poetry, everything was so much better than what Isaiah was. Mm-hmm. We've lost the ability to see that, I think, because the message is so repetitive and
repellent.
whiny. Yeah. And so like we're losing some of the beauty that is there if you picked it out.
Sure.
In the message, because the message is just crap.
Yeah. I mean, a flaming pile of shit is still a pile of shit.
Yeah.
No matter how beautiful the flame, right? All right. So moving on. Verses 3-6 are about Jeremiah's message to Pashur upon his release.
This is where he started talking shit immediately upon leaving the fucking stockade.
Yes, but there's more about that too. Okay. Sure. So let me read verse 3. And it happened on the next day that Pashur brought Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then Jeremiah said to him, the Lord has not called your name Pashur, but Magor-Missabib. And we were like,
yeah, well, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this scene.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I've got like a pretty good paragraph here to get through.
Okay.
Okay. So Pashur was the priest and chief governor, and he likely thought that letting him go the next day was a kind and humanitarian act.
Sure.
Like, I've let you go.
Right.
You know, I didn't keep you there all day. I merely flogged you like 39 or 40 times and then locked you in a torture device, but I did let you go.
We taught you a lesson.
Yeah. He didn't want to be overly cruel to Jeremiah the cuckoo bean.
Sure.
And he thought that Jeremiah had likely learned his lesson, like you said.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The meaning of the name Pashur is freedom, ease, peacefulness, tranquility. On the other hand, the name Magor-Missabib is the exact opposite. It translates to mean terror on every side. So that to us sounds like no big deal, but what he is saying is, you know better, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And God's not going to call you peace and tranquility.
Oh.
You will be among the harshest punished, and it will come from all sides, and you should be very fucking afraid.
You know how names have meanings, right? Like if you look them up, do you think people back then knew what they're like? I don't know offhand what the meaning of my name is, or your name, or our kid's name, or anything.
Right.
I could look it up and I could find some information on it, right? Mm-hmm. But do you think people walked around back in ancient days knowing what their name meant?
Well, this guy knew what he was saying.
Okay. All right.
He was saying that's why God's going to call you this instead of that.
Right. No, obviously, and that's why I'm asking the question. Maybe it was a lot more common to know the meaning behind names back then than it is now. I don't.
Well, maybe that wasn't a name. Maybe that was the words terror on all sides.
All right. That could be too.
So,
right.
At any rate, he was making a statement.
Sure. Okay.
So that makes that make a little bit more sense, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I didn't understand what that meant at the time.
So here's where I get into a little bit of paragraph reading. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This was so interesting to me. I couldn't wait to get to this part.
Got it.
The man was of high authority, the deputy high priest, in fact, an office that made him second only to the governor of the temple.
Okay.
So he was not just like
nobody,
a priest or like a security guard or something.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. He was like right at the top.
Sure.
Okay. he had falsely assumed the prophetic office. He was not supposed to be prophesizing, much less falsely prophesizing. His position did not allow for him to be one who prophesies.
Okay.
But he was out there being one of the
prophets.
one of the prophets saying, nah, don't worry. Jeremiah's got this crazy. I talk to God all the fucking time. God says it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Chillax. Right. And we are going to hear from this Pashur guy in coming chapters.
You say we are?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I'm excited to hear how his story goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was giving prophecies, and he was not supposed to be doing that from his position. That was not his job.
But isn't a prophet just somebody that God speaks to? Like, how do you determine, what is your position to deem whether or not you can be a prophet or not?
Only specific people within the church, like he was more in the legalic side, the legalese.
Okay.
And he was not supposed to be, it just wasn't something
but was Jeremiah in a position to do
his
that?
family was one of the wealthy families that were likely the ones that held the Ark of the Covenant at one time. And so, yeah, he has a background in being closely tied to this God.
Okay.
So,
it just seems like an awfully convenient excuse to where Jeremiah can prophesy and then this guy can't. That's all.
I don't disagree, but let us not forget that there's a lot of politics going on, which I'm about to get into.
Right.
Okay.
Which is why I'm questioning whether Jeremiah technically was somebody who was allowed to prophesy.
Well, we know he came from a wealthy family, and we know that his family was closely tied to what would have been the Levites, and likely was the place where the Ark of the Covenant was being cared for at one time.
Right.
So even if he wasn't specifically called to be a prophet, everybody would have believed, yeah, that tracks.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Anybody from
they
that
didn't seem to like him that much. So that's why I'm saying.
Right.
You know,
the prophecies that he was giving were against what everybody else had agreed to prophecy.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't like him. It had nothing to do with where he came from.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to get into that a little bit here.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pashur was not supposed to be prophesizing. Okay. Most probably, he and his friends formed a political party in Jerusalem, clamoring for an alliance with Egypt, because there were some people doing that at the time.
Which would kind of make some sense, because it's obvious that they know they're going to be getting invaded.
Yes, because they've already had refugees coming down, telling them about the storm that was brewing and coming their direction.
Yeah.
Yes. So these guys probably believed that such an alliance with Egypt would provide the security that Israel so desperately needed at that time. Jeremiah's stern prophecies were a threat to Pashur's position.
Got it.
And the drastic action against Jeremiah was designed to support Pashur's evil policy, which, of course, he backed up with false prophecies, an act that he was not authorized to perform in the first place.
Got it.
So there was so much politics going on.
Yeah.
That him letting him go was supposed to be a show of power.
Okay.
Like, I have magnanimously released you from the stockade.
Sure.
The torture device.
Yep.
And Jeremiah came out not thankful, but pissed. Like, I'm pissed at God because they're trying to kill me and you're making me do this. And this is bullshit.
Right.
And then he's telling Pashur, don't do me any fucking favors.
Right.
It's coming for you regardless.
Yeah.
And, now you're getting it worse than you already were, because now you are 100% actively involved in trying to shut down what I'm saying.
Right.
And everything about you is wrong.
Right.
So I could understand now why he's so fucking wishy-washy, and like, he's like, save the people. God, I hate these people. Save the people. Ugh, these guys. Save the people, except for those bastards.
I guess. Yeah, I still, like a lot of the things, it doesn't change my opinion on what I've said about how God is treating them as a whole or anything like that. And really, it doesn't change my opinion about Jeremiah. I still think he was a whiny asshole.
Oh, definitely. It doesn't make me think he was any less whiny. It just makes me sympathetic maybe to why he was whiny.
Okay.
Because I don't know that I would have been any better in his position. And that's what I'm trying to imagine.
But again, coming from the standpoint of God is literally speaking to you.
Right.
Which I don't accept.
So. No, totally. I still think that he was a cuckoo bean.
Yeah.
But reading this part, let me just view it as a story.
Sure.
And how are the characters moving and character motivation and all that.
Yeah.
The writer in me was really appreciating all of this part.
Right.
Okay. So moving on, verses 7-8 were about Jeremiah speaking to God of his own faithlessness. So in verse 7, he says, Lord, you induced me and I was persuaded. And remember, I took offense to the word induce.
Yes.
Fuck off. Okay. So Jeremiah seems to be saying that he had understood his relationship to Yahweh to be something like a marriage bond. But now he's claiming that he had been deceived, enticed, or seduced by Yahweh, who had used him and tossed him aside. Because he's like, I just got beat the fuck up, put in a torture device.
Right.
And they are threatening to kill me. This is bullshit. I didn't sign up for this.
Why didn't you stop them?
Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to keep believing that you got me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the torture he endured in the stocks that drew from Jeremiah this last outburst toward God.
Okay. Yeah.
So then in verses 9-10, Jeremiah resolves to stop his prophetic work. But then in verses 11-12, he talks about his confidence in God, which is great. But then, in verse 13, he praises mighty God. But then we get to verses 14-18 to finish out the chapter, and grief and depression strike again.
Right.
It's like he talks himself up and he's like, okay. God is great. God is good. I'm gonna
do this. Yeah.
But then he's like, but God damn, my arms hurt. All my legs hurt. My body. God, this hurts. This is stupid. What am I doing?
Yeah. And I gotta be honest. If I was having this personal talking relationship with God.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why didn't you stop this shit? Why didn't you kill Pashur? Why didn't you make him be captured? Why didn't you do something to make this not happen?
Yeah. And it kind of makes sense why he would be like, if you're going to kill all these fucks, make sure he's top of the list. Would you?
Right. No, and again, in canon. I can
story
understand
world.
that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So let's finish this up. Okay.
Yep.
Verse 17 says, because he did not kill me from the womb, that my mother might have been my grave and her womb always enlarged with me. Why did I come forth from the womb to see her labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame? Remember, he's like, why was I ever born? This sucks.
Right.
And we're like, what the fuck is that about? Yeah. Why are you and Job always being like,
blaming your mother?
Yeah. This one actually has a specific reason.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jeremiah traces his troubles back to the womb because God told him in verse 1 of the book of Jeremiah that God had called him before he was born.
Yeah.
Jeremiah thought his problems would be over if he had never been born, right? So let's just read verse 1 of chapter 1 of
I remember
Jeremiah.
It was really
I kind of forgot.
So, yeah.
I kind of forgot. So, and I'm sorry, it wasn't verse 1, it was verses 4 and 5 of chapter 1. Okay. Then the word of the Lord came to me saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctify you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. And that, remember, he was like born circumcised or whatever.
Yeah.
But because he actually told those specific words to Jeremiah, that's Jeremiah not blaming his mother and saying, well, I have to be born and fuck my mother anyways.
Right.
That's him saying, like, you called me from the womb. Why? This sucks. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you hadn't. If I'd never been born, then you couldn't have called me from the fucking womb.
So Jeremiah is a reluctant prophet then?
Oh, he's not just reluctant. He's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. So that's the end of my travels through the last 5 chapters.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I got to revisit things with a little bit more of a pointed eye than picking out one question to answer and going down a rabbit hole that way.
Yeah.
This really made the story make a lot more sense. And I might be doing it this style, like recapping the chapters for the rest of Jeremiah, because I feel like we might have missed some important stuff earlier on.
Yeah.
And I have found a couple more sources that really lend a lot of input into all these stories.
Sure. So that's kind of, you and I had talked about this.
Yeah.
But I kind of asked you to step back and stop giving as much during each chapter.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was not
helpful in the moment.
Yeah. Like these things where we get to go back at the end of the week and kind of look back.
Yeah.
We have a larger perspective of what we're talking about, and it gives you a little bit more time to investigate things that you find interesting.
Yeah.
And so I like those a little bit better than I do the in the moments. Now that's not
I appreciate the recap too, though. The recap with the added notes, to me, makes the story make more sense.
Sure. Yeah.
And sure. I'm a person that requires repetition. I don't remember shit.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was our Q&A for today.
Yes.
All right, which means that we will be back tomorrow on Sunday with our
Patreon.
And then I will get out the weekly wrap up, and we'll be back on Monday with
Jeremiah chapter 21.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, it's a little late, but it is still a Sunday, which means that we're doing
Patreon.
That is right. And I actually don't know what we're Patreoning today. So what are we getting into?
Okay, so I was going to talk about the classification of demons because
that's fun.
Yeah, well, and I couldn't think of anything. And I was like, husband, what should I do? I can't think of anything. And you were like, here's a list of things that we talked about maybe doing. And I was like, ooh, classification of demons sounds tight and fun,
because that sounded fun, yeah.
But then, so that was one of the rabbit holes we had earmarked.
Yes.
So then I was in that rabbit hole and oopsie doodle, I went down a different rabbit hole from that rabbit hole.
Fucking rabbit holes.
No, this is so fun. This is so fun. We are going to cover a thing called the Testament of Solomon.
The Testament of Solomon.
Which is an actual book that you can purchase on anywhere that you buy books.
Books are available. They are there. It's there.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what it is, who probably wrote it, what time period it's from. Its rating on Goodreads.
Oh, my. Yes. Okay.
I'm also going to make a push for, I really think we ought to get a copy of this for our library.
Okay. All right. And maybe we'll link to it in our notes.
Okay. So that we're talking about Solomon and his demons today.
Testament of Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you ready to get into this?
I am.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so before we get into this, I forgot to mention this is a Patreon-only episode, but obviously you aren't a Patreon member and you're listening to this, or maybe you are a Patreon member and listening to this. Either way, you could maybe not be one. If you aren't one, you should head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to become a Patreon member right now so you can hear the rest of this. We even have free trial memberships that you can join with and not have to pay anything to hear this one. So go do that now.
Go do it.
Yeah. Now, you ready to get into this?
I am.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's do this.
So this is the Testament of Solomon.
Testament of Solomon. Got it.
Let's talk a little bit about what it is first before I tell you about it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pseudepigraphical work, meaning it's one of those not accepted as for real canon.
Got it.
Like one of those that wasn't allowed to be part of the Bible, even though it was around the same time.
Sure. Okay.
So it's one of those things.
Somebody wrote a story and they're like, not so much, man.
There's not enough Christ, too much demon. I'm not sure about all this. Yeah, that was actually one of the complaints in the Goodreads comments.
It's funny, though. We've read some books in the Bible that have been very, they border on blasphemous in parts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Are you sure you meant to include this, my guys? Did you actually read it, or did you just get the footnotes?
They usually end up I forget what book it was, but there was one book in particular that it redeemed itself like right at the end, like somebody threw in a bunch of shit like God. Mm-hmm. But the whole book was like, damn, this is kind of scathing.
It is, yeah.
But
I remember that.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't remember what book it was, but I remember us talking about how all of a sudden at the end it cleaned up its act.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, it's a pseudepigraphical work purportedly written by King Solomon, although there's questions about that.
Fucking King Solomon wrote about everything, didn't he?
Yeah,
wrote all the goddamn Psalms and the Proverbs and the whatevers.
Yes, that's correct. In which the author mostly describes particular demons whom he enslaved to help build the temple.
Ooh.
Yeah, you remember the temple, right?
Yeah,
I'm so excited about this.
So demons helped build the temple of Solomon?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Now, this didn't really happen.
Look, we're already in fairy tale land with the Bible.
I know.
I don't give a fuck. This is fun.
Yeah. No, you can see why I was like, oh, no, this is what we're talking about after all.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so the questions, in addition to him describing the demons that he enslaved to help him build the temple, it also includes the questions he put to them about their deeds and how they could be thwarted. So, what's your weak spot? What do you do? What are you up to, Mr. Demon?
Okay. Yeah.
And their answers, which provide a kind of self-help manual against demonic activity. Okay. Obviously, having said...
This is heavily read by demon hunters then?
Yeah, the people in the show Supernatural were totally...
This is where they got a lot of their info.
I'm positive of it, yeah. Having said that it's pseudepigraphical, it's not regarded as canonical scripture by either Jewish or Christian groups.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there.
But when it comes to sacrilegious discourse, canonical
Yes.
is totally there.
Oh, yeah. Right up our alley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I need to read this thing. I'm just telling you.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. It was written in the Greek language based on precedents dating back to the early first millennium CE, so current era.
Okay. Yeah.
But was likely not completed in any meaningful textual sense until sometime in the Middle Ages.
So obviously this wasn't actually written by Solomon.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It was just one of those that when they were putting the...
Oh no, what happened?
Well, this is a special Patreon episode actually. Which means that they need to go to Patreon and subscribe as a patron in order to listen to it.
Okay, well, I guess that we are going to go do that now.
Yeah, just head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse, become a member for as low as $2 a month, and you'll have access to all these special things and goodies too. So, go do that.
So this was just a teaser.
Yeah, teaser.
Okay, just
Bye.
checking.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.